contribute.
All right.
I have a green screen now.
You have a green screen. Chroma key. Chroma key.
Yeah,
Artonis!
Yeah.
Checking in. Excellent. Yeek. Stab. All right. Ayul.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. Aspen.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
With his alter ego, Mr. Smith. Zerum. Zerum is here and ready to kick some tail. Okay, so we are
is
going to
frisky
catch
today.
everyone up with what has happened so far. So what essentially has happened is last session, you were notified that there has been a potential lead in finding some information about the explosion at the Eye of Alanatar a month ago, as well as that burst of light and the seeming combination of people with these strange symbols on their bodies or on items that they possess. The individual's name was Sir Timothy Zadrian, and he lives just off of a small town, a few days away from Samora. The Sir Timothy is a rather crackpot alchemist. He doesn't believe in all that wacky science and religion, or correction, magic and religion. He thinks that alchemy is the way to go and to do pretty much anything that he wants. And yet, he said that he has information about the symbol. That was well over a week ago, and no further information was returned to the temple by the couriers that they had sent. So, your group was sent to go talk to Sir Timothy and find whatever information he might possess. When you arrived at the town of Cuthder, you noticed a couple of odd rumors while in the midst of a rather amazing drinking session. You caught wind that Sir Timothy's small castle, such as it is, has been doing some odd things lately. Yes, there are always odd sounds and sights at his castle as he performs odd alchemical experiments, but now the castle has been fluttering in and out of existence, maybe flickering like a flame, and there was an odd blue dragonborn that was seen nearby recently as well. Another of other rumors were heard, and you also had a chance encounter with Lady Tulane, a priestess of a particular order who was visiting her family here in Cuthder as well, not realizing that Mr. Smith and Mr. Buckeye are the same individuals, and I did make it canon that she now possesses a kitten. You went, so after staying in Cuthder and following up on some of those rumors, you decided to travel to the castle Zidane proper. The castle was there. It did not appear to have anything out of the ordinary with it, aside from all of the windows were misty and foggy and unable to really be seen inside. There was a single horse that you were able to talk to, and the horse notified that there was again a blue dragon individual, as well as he has not seen his master in days, has not come out of the house. After investigating the grounds, you decided to split up into two different parties. We currently have Zerum, Aspen, and Artonis went through the bottom, through the main door, the main entrance. And then Ayul and Yeek decided to abscond to the second story balcony and enter. As soon as both parties entered, you noticed quite quickly that things were very off about the house. There are time anomalies, space anomalies. Doors are going to locations that they should not be going to, so on and so forth.
The metro is dangerous, Artyom.
What's that?
Said the metro is dangerous, Artyom.
It is. It has become quite dangerous. as currently on the second balcony, up on the second floor, those two on the second floor, heard a rushing river near the bottom of the stairs, and out from the stairs has emerged a crocodile. Whereas our party on the first floor have noticed they've already picked up some odd clue about 4 statues holding goblets of alchemical ingredients. And especially for Artonis, it will be very good of you to remember what those ingredients were and what some of the information was that was on the goblets, and it has been provided for you. You also noticed some odd spatial anomalies trying to go through, and then and then Aspen, in attempting to grab a book off of a shelf to test his theory on if there is some sort of dimensional pocket, the book kind of giggled and fluttered away from him after bapping him upside the head. And things are only going to get weirder from there. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, we are going right now to Yik and Ayul.
We're going all Crocodile Dundee on this situation.
Hello, friends. I am Ayul.
So for Yik and Ayul, you are in a sticky situation. You are in the middle of a passageway, and you have noticed a large alligator climbing up the stairwell. It is an extremely odd experience for
I
you.
thought it was a crocodile.
Crocodile, my apologies. Crocodile. Crocodilian. Tis crocodile.
Big river lizards.
Big river lizard, indeed. And this is when I will allow you to make, if either of you want to do something now, whether it be move, attack, or something like that, I will allow you to do so with the understanding that you don't yet have a good, visual grasp of it. It needs to move forward off of the stairwell a little bit for you to really be able to attack it well.
I actually want to alarm the door that we opened that was leading to like the fucking planes or whatever.
Yeah, we
yes, so
wanted
the
to go
door-
all Crocodile Dundee on this
So-
crocodile.
Okay, so hold up. So you are going to put an alarm on this door here?
Yes.
I like it. Interesting. So yes, you had opened up that door, and there was a large sprawling plane that you did witness, and there were beasts around. But you are going to put an alarm on it. Intriguing. Okay, so you are able to turn and cast that alarm. Very good. I am making a note of this. A
What
little
is an
bit
alarm?
good.
What?
The alarm is going to notify Ayul if and when that door is open in, I think, the next 10 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
My plan would have been that we are both animal handling the crocodile into this door.
Into what door?
Into the door
into the
that we
door
have
with.
opened to bring it back
we
to
can have that
nature.
happen. Ayul, as you start turning around to cast a magical spell on this door, your small Kenku friend starts pulling at you.
Could I help you with something?
We're
with the
both
Kenku?
small. Maybe we can handle this crocodile. It's only animal. Like
With
you
the
say.
understanding that this beast is slithering towards you.
We could certainly try. Either we do that now or we have to attack it.
Yeah, let's roll for animal handling and then go all Crocodile Dundee on it.
Okay, so I need one person to do the roll, and one person is going to be doing the assisting. Who wishes to do the roll?
The ranger is.
I should probably do it since I have 3 manual
Yeah, and
handling.
I will assist.
Okay, so basically, Yeek, you are taking the help action. So basically, that means that Ayul is going to gain an advantage on this task.
Alright.
Yeah.
Mark advantage.
So, Ayul, you are going to roll an advantage on this animal handling check. Now, this is not going to be. This basically is. Yeah, you're going to go all Crocodile Dundee on this thing.
Sweet. Wow.
Holy mother
Holy
of
shit!
God!
That's an at 20.
Close. 2 natural 20s in a row.
Oh my god.
That crocodile is going to tap dance
That
for you.
crocodile is
Dude,
handled. Come on.
That crocodile is your best friend right now. I need you to tell me what just happened on this.
I grabbed the tail.
Oh, oh
Crocodile
Jesus.
So animal handling isn't really so much grappling with it. It is making an animal do, basically lowering it from a combative state to a non-combative state in this sense, which you did.
Oh, stroking the crocodile.
I guess Ayul just not giving a single damn like Ayul does, walked up to it and knelt down and just like patted it on the snout and was like, "You're going to come with me, Thomas." And it did.
And it did. Okay, so I am totally okay with this. So what are you doing with it? Where do you want it to go? Do you want it to go through that door?
Well, since it's basically my bitch now, I guess we'll just take it with us.
Well, be very careful with this because I will have you, the longer you stay with it, I will have you roll repetitive. This is a wild animal. This is not your
Send
pet.
it back to the river. Or into the door.
You would need training to.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
I think
this
Yeek's
is
idea
not a
was
pet.
good.
What's that?
Yeek's idea was probably good. Let's send it through the door and just see what happens.
Okay. I will say that. So who's opening the door? I need one person to open door. I
The door
think
that
it
is
should be
already
you,
open.
Ayul.
The one door that is already open and leads to the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the crocodile slithers down with you following it, Ayul, and you're kind of ushering it through, and it steps through this very confusing, and it has this very confused look. It turns around to face you, and as it turns around to face you, this giant beast, you and I would equate this to a Tyrannosaurus Rex of some sort, scoops it up in its mouth right in front of you, and
Close the
just
door,
starts
close the
gnawing on this thing.
Oh boy.
Crocodile.
Crocodile friend. A closed door.
Like bits of crocodile blood are flying through the open door and everything.
I will be right back. I need to kill a spider.
Oh my.
And
kill the spider.
Yeek is just
Incinerate
looking
it.
at
Burn
Ayul.
it.
Yeek, what are you up to?
Yeek is just looking at Ayul and slowly closes the door. Nope.
Slowly.
That
Okay.
did not happen. Crocodile friend will be happy.
Aspen and Zerum and Artonis. So Aspen, you have just picked up a book. You have so you cannot hear anything that's going on up on the second level. And you look north, and when you're looking north, up at where Artonis is, past him, you see nothing but a beautiful, empty yet large lounge. However, earlier Artonis tried walking into it and appeared in a broom closet. And now you have picked up a book and you're about to do some testing. The book has giggled and started fluttering away after bapping you upside of the head. And you can see other pieces of the furniture starting to do the same. Books, a fireplace poker, and even some of the chairs that may have aligned to this place, sitting next to this entrance area, are starting to move and gain a life of their own.
Well,
And Zerum, you can hear this in the distance. You hear some kind of childlike giggling, but you're just here waiting for the whatever it is to get thrown through the cabinet.
well, that's something you don't see every day.
How about we both jump through that portal to get away from them and go back to the big dragon?
We don't know where that goes. That was the whole point of the test.
Well,
if
I
we
don't
might go
think-
through and then Zerum's all on his lonesome.
well, I already went through that space.
Okay, does Is there any like loose objects on Artonis that I don't think that he would have issues with if they disappeared? Like small, like maybe an empty vial or like some component or something like that.
Well, let me see if I have anything.
Well, you can see you might have a random thing, like you've got a random empty vial hanging off of a sash on you or
Yeah.
something.
Well,
like that.
all right.
I want to
Let's
say that.
do it like that.
Okay,
just
so while Artonis is talking to Aspen just kind of is like and he like grabs something off of him and just throws it into the something we know isn't gonna come alive because it's ours. I throw that.
Serum, you get just bonked in the snoot by a glass vial. And
You get anything yet?
When you throw that through, there's no flicker, there's no sudden surge of energy, there's no ripple. It just is gone. It's nothing dramatic in any way.
Zerum. Did you
Serum is dead.
Killed him. It wasn't an empty vial.
He was killed by an empty vial.
Damn.
This dragon has a glass jaw.
Say what?
So Zerum, you were bonked in the snoot by a glass vial that just suddenly launched out of the broom closet and hit you right in the snoot.
Nope, he just snorts. That's the whole reason he was there, just to check that.
Hey,
It
Zerum.
appeared here again!
So you guys notice that you don't hear him say anything from the direction, the physical direction where the item disappeared, but back near the entrance around the corner, you can hear Zerum's voice saying that he's got it. Now, at this time, however, those books and those items, like the fireplace poker that I was pointing out to you, are now starting to become menacingly close to you.
Okay, I'm jumping through that door.
Well, okay. When that happens, I'm going to have them, and I'm not doing an initiative right now because of the virtue of what this is and what they are. I want to keep it moving fast. So while these are enemies, I am not doing initiative as of yet. I will let you know if and when I want to do that. But I am going to allow. So Artonis, the first thing I heard was you said I'm diving through. And that's great. That means I'm going to get an attack on. I'm going to get an attack on Aspen here. Where is it? There we go. So Aspen, suddenly your friend, the very brave, stalwart dragonborn,
I was already told I die too often.
just dodges right through while you are hit for an AC of 16.
Oh, I'm gonna check. I have a 14 armor class.
You have a 14. So a combined attack of books and a fireplace poker are just bludgeoning you and poking at you as you're trying to deflect and defend yourself, just in the surprise of these items magically animating around you and attacking you. And your friend has bolted through the whatever portal it is, and Zerum, he comes crashing right onto you. Like, you two are in this kind of like very awkward dragon hug, like, hello.
Wonderful. Don't mind me, just passing through. There's books and stuff coming alive and hunting us.
Aspen!
Yes.
What's up with you? What's up with you? Would you like to attack or run, or
So
these things are not? I mean, there's this weird giggling going on, as if there's maybe some life to these things, but you're not sure what it's like. It's not, and you know this for a fact as a magic user. This is not a polymorphed item like in the last magical house you were in, and I just suddenly realized I did 2 magical houses in a row. Sorry. This is not a polymorphed thing or anything like that. You can be sure about that. There's
No holds bars. Got it. So is this? There aren't any minis on the screen. Is this just sort of a general swarm of objects, or?
yeah, this is just a general. This area that you are in has books and chairs and a fireplace poker moving around. You do feel like, I mean, you can attack these things and you can probably do some damage. In fact, you're not sure what that would do, but you can attack should you desire. I'm not going to put anything up though, just because it is a conglomeration of things around you.
Before that, I have to update something on the sheet.
Sure. And Zerum, while he's doing this, you would be able to hear him you would be able to hear in the distance, ah, gosh, ah! Whatever sounds a poor tabaxi bard would be making from being poked in the rear by a fireplace poker and buffeted by books.
I want to kind of figure out what he's doing. But like,
I have a 1d8 plus 5 for my rapier, but on here it's a plus 3. So
okay. Yeah, make sure that's plus 5. Let me fix that up.
That is
Sam's
plus
gonna look to
8. I don't know how to.
Sam's gonna look to Artonis strangely and call himself out of the slump that how he dropped on top of him, and he's gonna slowly look and see if there's anything else coming over here.
Okay, the second you start.
All right, never mind.
Oh, I want to do it. It's funny. The second, because it's instinctive. It's instinctive. Okay. The second he starts doing that, when he reaches about there, Artonis, you see this silver dragon just kind of walking in place, not really going anywhere.
Wonderful.
You have a feeling this might be what you looked like when you attempted to go over there.
Probably.
But before we go any further with that, Aspen.
19.
Right, you got the 19. So
piercing.
you are just swinging your rapier around in beautiful swordplay action, and there is papers fluttering everywhere, and you've got this dramatic clanging as the fireplace poker starts acting like a sword and trying to attack you and defend against you, and you just knock it all down. As you are doing this, however, when you slice through a book, when you swipe down at the fireplace poker and it clatters to the ground, you see this kind of flutter and ephemeral energy drift out of the books, giggling away. And this energy again drifts up from the fireplace poker and giggles away, and then instantly you cannot see it anymore. It was there, a shimmer of energy, and then it is gone in the blink of an eye. But the giggling still echoes.
But
So what?
I'm gonna end up moving.
And pretty much, and the other book that would any of the other items that would have been survived around you, they flutter off in different directions. In fact, you see one of the books flies over the head of Zerum and off, and does not appear to be stopped in any way, flies off this direction. And when you round the corner, you can see your silver dragon friend just padding in place. Zerum, you're just walking a very long time.
So, to his left, the square on his left, has anyone passed through that?
It kind of, the book went over his head.
Does anybody here have any ball bearings?
Right now, the dragon doesn't appear to be able to hear you.
Artonis?
Maybe I have another empty vial somewhere.
Well, this is the same one that we got before, right?
So I can't hear him?
No, you can't hear or see anything. You just seem to be, basically, you are transfixed in a walking trance right now.
So,
okay.
it seems...
I'm throwing that bottle into this space that's on the other side, in the square that's not where he's sitting on.
You're just chucking it right there?
Yeah, right, exactly there.
Pretty much right where Zerum's head is, the bottle just hangs in midair.
I'm gonna go grab the fire poker. I've got an idea. So I'm gonna go grab the fire poker. Does anything happen?
What's that?
I went to go grab the fire poker. Does anything happen while I'm?
Fire poker.
Okay, I come back. I'm going to start using it as like a cane, sort of like a blind person with the cane out in front of him. I'm gonna tap the front area next to Zerum. So right here. So right above this.
Pretty much the second that that the fire poker reaches a particular location, Artonis, you just see the tabaxi. It looks like he's just moving his hand back and forth slightly. He's just paused, intently looking down at the ground like he's stuck in that action. And Zerum is still just walking along.
Okay.
I'm waiting for someone to pick me out of this.
Pretty much. Now, Artonis, you remember that you were just kind of brought out of your reverie by someone tapping on you.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just going to tap the tabaxi.
Yeah. And so you watch him do this for a few seconds, and then Aspen, pretty much the second after you started doing this, Artonis is right next to you and trying to pull you away from doing this.
Okay.
But Artie, for you, it was the span of a few seconds.
How long was I in?
And
Artonis?
Zerum is still doing his thing.
Artonis.
Yeah. Oh,
How long?
Just a few seconds.
Okay, so I didn't even have.
To watch this dragon moonwalk.
What did you do? Did you just grab me to get me out of this, or?
I just tapped you.
Okay, do that
I
to
guess you could-
I'm gonna poke Zerum.
And Zerum, as soon as you're not too sure how he was managed to get there so fast, but
No, and like Zom remembers very quickly and scowls
like,
about
oh,
the.
shit.
So does this mean we have to walk through this room, tapping each other all the time?
It's gonna be either that
Telling what is
or
gonna have to be done.
because. And
Question, is it better to stay together, or maybe you can? It would be
Well-
worse if all of you would.
well, hold on. So to Aspen, with some at some point grabbing some like charcoal from the fireplace, he like starts to write out like a simple map of the rooms that we've been in.
Okay.
And he starts, okay, so this goes
So
over
you'll be
here.
able to use so that's smart. I like that. So you will basically have a paper and charcoal to graph out where you think this house looks like right now.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So this obviously leads to here. This leads to the closet. This section here seems to stop. Now, if we're gonna navigate this,
What's that?
I was still what?
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
Oh. So if we're gonna navigate this house, we're gonna need to write down some with this. We might need to have each of us have some copies. So if we meet up with our companions above or below us, we'll probably be able to get a hold of them as well, and we can slowly map this place out because it looks like this isn't random. But since some of us are getting trapped in sections, we need to make sure, we don't group up too closely when we move into a room, or we need someone to at least get us out. So,
Makes sense.
Okay. So
we-
you get the feeling that with the glass vial just kind of hovering in the air here, you get a feeling that this space, whatever is in front of you, this space is just being affected very oddly by time. You did see one of the books fly through it, however, but I'm not sure you still have knowledge yet of exactly what that was.
mhm.
Is it?
Can I make a perception check in the room if there's like any other kind of markings, like on the walls or stuff like that, before it hits the like time dilation or whatever else that is?
In this room that you're looking at with the fireplace and the door
Yeah.
to your left? Yeah. You certainly can. So go ahead and roll a perception check for that. You can open the so there is a double door to your right.
Oh, that is actually a double door. That's not a window. Okay.
Yeah, that is a double door. That is a double door to the right. Yeah, that is a double door to the right.
Okay, so that's one window.
Sorry, I should have pointed. And I just suddenly realized you guys can't see what I see. Like you only see black, and I've got to remember and fix that up. So Zerum, you are not noticing any symbols or odd markings whatsoever. As a matter of fact.
Well, if I look at the fireplace, does the fire stand still?
Fire's
Is there any
crackling. No, it's crackling fine.
That confounds me.
While you guys are figuring out your next course of action, I'm going to pop on down to my two.
I actually know what my next course of action is, but if you want to pop down on them, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to pop over to them real quick. I'm going to bounce back and forth, see how they're doing. So you two, you are wiping off the crocodile blood from your feathers, and in this horrible, grotesque show that you just witnessed.
So, so you're at the birds now.
I'm
Right.
at you two. Yes, I'm looking at you two.
Ayul, should be locked doors or should be alarm doors or should we look
I
into
think
more
locking the door
doors?
is a good idea.
Let's look into all door
Look
And
into
lock.
all doors.
and lock bad door. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it's a good idea. Lock the last door. I don't want anything to come out of that door at all.
I do want to point something out. So while you are wiping off blood and whatnot from you,
Where does the blood come from?
well, the crocodile blood, just like while there were, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
droplets of crocodile blood, I do want to point out that while you do this, you recognize soot on your feathers that came from the fireplace that you came through.
Yeah.
And if you look back at the fire, and it was this fireplace over here, and if you look at that fireplace, you'll notice that there is a blazing flame. It even feels hot when you get close to it.
Oh. I don't want to go there.
I just want to point this out so you do not forget, because this did occur a week ago, but in reality, this has only been 5 or so minutes since
Okay.
you've come in here.
Yeah, we came through a fireplace and we notice now. So we know not only doors can be portals, but also fireplaces. Any opening in the wall, I think.
Ah.
So let's check. Let's lock the door where the dinosaur was. I will get my teeth tools ready.
Okay.
Oh no!
So
I
in your
can't
mind,
lock.
that door is securely locked.
Oh, okay. Locking is so much easier than.
It's so good that it's so securely locked door. Nothing is coming through that.
What is with this door right here? Did we open that already?
The door. It is a wooden door. There is a single handle on it. There is no lock on it at all.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's open or not? Are you?
Yeah. Let's open it here. We'll do it slowly. So
Yes.
Io reaches forward and just slowly opens the door.
Slow. I like that. Slow open. Slow open.
The Kenku is hiding, trying to hide. So whatever's behind that.
Okay.
Oh, it's bedroom.
It's a bedroom. So just looking through, you see just a regular bedroom.
Should we try going in there?
And I don't know. Do you have something
There's
small
a
to throw in
small
for this?
desk. There's a small desk and chair and a bed. There is a candle lighting the room dimly next to the bed. It doesn't appear
Maybe we
recently
get-
slept in.
Maybe we get information in there. Let's hold hands.
Ayul's gonna disregard the Kenku for a second and just like take a single arrow out of his quiver and just kind of lightly toss it into the room.
It clanks onto the ground.
Well,
seems
good
safe.
enough for me. Let's go inside.
Yeah, hold on to me.
Okay, Ayul will accept the.
I love that I've got
the
you guys
Kenku's
so paranoid.
threat.
This is great. walking into this room, it is just a small wooden bedroom. There is nothing particularly remarkable about it. There is old clothes, old adult male clothing inside of the dresser, but it does not look like it has been worn in a very long time.
I was gonna take some scraps of clothing and like wrap it around his tail for no reason at all, other than he's a brute and does that thing.
Okay, sure.
He
Okay.
likes to decorate.
The Kenku is looking for hints. The Kenku is looking for hints. Any papers or something.
Okay. I want you to make a perception roll, please. No, investigation roll.
Okay,
Investigation.
okay, investigation then.
In this sense,
Okay.
Okay. Inside of this, there's nothing you can really tell aside from this looks to be a guest bedroom of the castle that has not been used in a very long time. There's nothing untoward about this room whatsoever.
No signs, no.
Nope.
That's a lame room. Wasted high roll.
I
Don't
can
know what
make
this
it
means.
more interesting if you really want. I do have a time frame to go on, though.
Ayel's gonna retrieve his arrow and then
Okay.
move out into the hall and go to this room over here.
And as you pass, down the, as you pass the stairwell to your right, you can again hear the rushing river. And over there,
I'll be right back.
this is not a door so much as a window. And when you pass by this window, you can see the maze, the hedge maze overhead. So you're looking out a window, and there's no mist. You don't see anything. It's a beautiful morning from when you arrived at the castle. You can see the hedge maze. However, I do want you to make a perception check.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh! Alright, very good, very good. I wonder if I can...
Oh, I didn't mean to
You're
roll
still
that
an
with
advantage, but the first
Yeah.
one wasn't.
You turn advantage off. There we go. Should we just take the first roll on that then?
No, I'll take what you got. It's okay.
Okay.
Because you two are kind of working together on this. And... Ayul, you think you see... and I want you to look up at the maze, and everyone can see the hedge maze up there.
Yes.
You think you can see a... Oh, wrong place. What looks to be a kind of treasure chest at the end of this maze.
Oh!
And I'm going to keep it written.
You see that shiny box out there, my little friend?
Yeah, I can see it well, but
It's quite enticing, isn't it?
maybe doing it later. Just keep in mind, okay? Keep in mind. But you remember we came from fireplace, and there's other fireplace down here. Look,
Down where?
down here, down
Okay.
here. Look, fireplace.
Okay, Yeek, when you're getting close to this fireplace, and there is a balcony door to your in front of you as well.
Yeah.
It's a door that opens to a balcony. You can see outside. You can see outside the front. You can see Esteban just milling about, nomming on some grass.
Yeah. Okay. And the fireplace.
The fireplace feels warm. It does radiate warmth. For all you can tell, it is a real fireplace.
Can we put the fire off somehow?
I'm gonna fire an arrow into the fireplace.
When you fire an arrow into the fireplace, it disappears.
Oh. But not
You three on the ground floor.
Oh no!
I knew it.
Three on the ground floor. Down this hallway. Do you see where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
There is a clacking sound down there.
Wonderful.
Down
Either
this
you
way.
hear that?
Think you hear from right down here, down this passageway here, you think you hear a clattering, clanking sound. It is so very difficult. Ayul and Yeek, you see the horse, Esteban. His ears perk up and he looks right towards the house on the first floor. His ears are perking up as if he heard something.
Huh. That's about here. Let us try again. Let us try again to be sure. And then he throws a few ball bearings into the fire.
You see the ball bearings kind of disappear. The horse's ears flick as if he's trying to hear something. Just starts nibbling on the grass again, apparently bored. You three on the first floor cannot hear anything, however.
I'm gonna start taking pages out of some of the. If I find a book that isn't of use, so if it's just like Bathroom John Volume 5 book, I'll just tear some of the pages out of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna make like paper airplanes and then mark them with numbers.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna save those. I'm just gonna have a big, on my satchel, just a big glomp of pile of paper.
Nice.
I have an idea, guys. But did any of you hear that noise from the hallway?
Kind of.
Do we know which hallway it came from?
It's down somewhere to the left over here. So there's a door at the end. You can see a door to the left. You can see a small passageway down here.
I'm just gonna take a look down the hallway. I'm not gonna do anything.
Looks like a hallway.
Wouldn't it be funny if we went down there and would be shot by one of their arrows?
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Funny, Artonis.
Just for future reference, if I grabbed one of my paper airplanes and I threw it, what would the range be up for it?
Put it to 20 feet.
20. So that's...
I want for those two of you that are for Artonis and the Tabaxi, I want you to roll a perception check based upon listening. And Zaram, you said you had an idea of what you wanted to be doing next too, as well, right?
Perception.
Perhaps. Artonis, I've got you Aspen. Perception check based upon listening.
Shoot.
16.
All right, Aspen, you hear what you think is rustling, maybe someone moving, and then there is a very distinct humanoid sound you hear. What's that? And there's a soft clinking in the distance. Again, this time it appears to be coming from this door over here.
So that is at least 18 feet. I'm gonna throw one of the paper airplanes down the hall just so that there's no like temporal trap. So if we see it
sails away.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Artonis and just sort of with hand gestures motion like follow me really carefully, and I put my finger to my lips to tell him to be quiet, and I'm gonna
Okay. Artonis is just shrugging us like, I didn't hear anything, but if you say so.
Zaram, are you going with them?
I will kind of hold the back of the rear from here like you.
Okay.
Okay, and I see there's a hallway here, right before.
Yes, so there is a hallway. Let me look this up. Zaram, while you're holding off in the back, you see, just an empty hall, just a hallway. There's some barrels and a small wooden crate off over here, down this hallway. Zaram, you see up here one of those books, like you hear the flapping of rustling of paper. one of the books appears to look around, like if a book could look, around the corner and then flutter away. You appear to be the only one that notices it, however. The other two aren't. The other two are paying attention to the passageway.
Yep, so Zaram growls like I just did, and then he calls the others. Some more of those books are flying around and seeming to look and observe.
The spine on those books.
Huh. So wait,
Okay.
did Zaram let us know that, or is?
Yeah,
just-
that's right.
he
That
just
said that
did.
in character.
There's enough weird things we're probably gonna find here. We might as well just make sure. I heard a noise down. Oh shit! I was supposed to be quiet this whole time. Damn it.
You did, and that's okay. You don't hear any more of that noise. But while this is going on, I'm gonna pause real quick because there we go. Yeek.
He can.
Dude, you don't-
He can
What?
still hold me back. I give him
You're
the
right.
chance to hold me
You
back.
didn't get held back.
Okay.
You
Ayul reaches
pop
forward
out.
to try and do that, but grabs like a feather.
Pop out of this fireplace and look at the first floor if you can't see it. You pop out of this fireplace, and at your feet there's a window just across the way, and you can see
Yay.
through the window. You can see the horse, and there are two arrows and your ball bearings. Just at the floor here.
I throw the ball bearing back to notify Ayul to follow me.
Ayul, some ball bearings just roll out of this fireplace. Yeek, you appear to be in a kitchen. There appear to be two pantry doors to the north. To the west over here, there is a doorway that is closed. It looks to probably go to a dining area of some sort.
Okay, I make an avian screech in here. That
Make an
they should
avian
know.
Screech. Ayul, you do not hear anything. Aspen, Artonis, and I'm going to say Zaram, you can also distantly hear a kind of corvid cawing.
And this coward calling contains the word Atonus, magic lizard.
Okay. And you all can hear that.
Okay, wait. Is he actually speaking like, Kenku language?
There is no real Kenku language that you would be able to understand.
Yeah, but I say Atonus in it's screeching Atonus like I heard it somewhere, whatever.
Hey, Eclipse.
So you can in the midst of the avian calling, everyone can hear Artonis' name being called out.
Well,
With the exception of Ayul. Ayul, you cannot hear anything. Only the clatter of those ball bearings as they appeared out of the fireplace.
Speaking of those ball bearings, Ayul's gonna go ahead and collect them.
Eclipse.
Okay.
I have
You have 10 ball bearings now.
I have a idea again.
Okay.
So I know the direction. I heard what I suppose Yeek is, correct?
Yes.
Yeek
So-
is knocking all the walls. No.
You think you can? So you hear the calling. It seems to be very close down that passageway, but you do not see an obvious door.
I don't need to know that. All I needed to know was if I knew the direction, because
Yeah.
I am familiar with our little friend, and therefore I can cast message through walls.
Yes, you can.
And it is 120 feet, so I'm gonna point in the direction I think Yeek is, and Yeek is gonna get a
Yeek is
message.
up to the wall.
Yeah, Yeek's gonna get a message.
No, he's not.
Oh, no.
Well, okay, you're going to think he gets a message. Whatever message that you think you're sending him, he's not going to receive, though.
Okay.
But you are going to 100% think that he can hear this.
All right, so I'm
okay.
gonna think that I'm
Okay.
sending. Hey, it's Aspen. Can you?
I'm going to let him finish his message,
Aspen.
Artonis.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you want to do, but I'm gonna let him finish his message. What message are you trying to send to him?
It's Aspen. Can you hear me? Yeek. Is that you?
Okay. Yeek, you receive nothing. You are knocking around on all doors, though. You're knocking around, and Aspen, you can hear knocking on the other side of this. Just so you know, Yeek, that this is basically stone. And Aspen, if you look close, you can tell that this is a fireplace, that this is a chimney on this wall.
Yeek is not actually like trying to send a message with that, but looking for secret pathways and.
I hear you. Artonis, what's up?
Aspen, we should pay attention. There's someone in the room with the door in front we're standing. He's doing some magical incantations.
Wait, hold on. What?
In the room in front of the door we're standing, there's someone who's whispering magical incantations.
And I, Zarum, get on over here. We might need you.
Zarum just departed real quick.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, Ayul's gonna go ahead and climb through the fire as well.
Ayul, you also find yourself. You find yourself right out in the open here. You are in what appears to be a kitchen with your little Kenku friend. He is holding your 2 arrows.
My feathers are covered in soot.
And yes, your feathers are covered in soot, but you are not burned in any way, but you can feel the warmth of the fire behind you.
That was not a pleasant experience. I don't want to do it again. Give me my arrows.
Can I do some Arcana check on the door to see if there's also a portal of some sort?
Whoa, boy, give it a shot. I will allow it, but give it a shot. Sure.
I did.
The Kenku wants to,
all right.
to open
You
the
can't
door.
tell through this door if there is a portal or not.
This house is crazy, Ayul. You can walk to fire.
You can hear, however, your avian friend, your Kenku friend. You can hear your avian friend. This is a crazy house, Ayul. You can walk through fire. Both of you 2 can hear this.
So what floor are we on now, do you think? Kenku probably first?
Look out of the
Zarum,
window.
you might be needed.
So we need the dragon barging through a door. And
So we need your body.
Ayul, let's open
What's going
this
on at the
door.
door? What's up with the door?
there's someone behind the door doing magic.
Wanna do this door?
No,
Ayul?
Sure.
Okay, you 2 on the other side by the fireplace, hold up. What's going on with our dragon cat combination here?
Were we gonna inspect the door that has the magic
can
use
So
on
what
it?
did I miss? What did I miss in my brief? Just something about magic behind the door.
I will let Artonis explain.
I heard someone whispering magical incantations behind that door. Someone is doing something behind that. I have a feeling it's not friendly.
No one hears anything behind the door right now. No matter how hard you listen, there is nothing, and that includes the 2 avians on the other side.
Well, I heard it.
Okay, can we hear your Artonis mumbling?
No.
Okay.
I'll take a look then. So
This
I'm just
door
gonna
look like-
carefully open the door and take a look in.
Carefully opening the door. When you open up the door... Yeah, let's do this.
Oh no, let's do this. That never sounds good.
Oh, it's good for me. What are you talking about? I'm enjoying this. Alright, let's do that. When you open up this door, you see 3 ugly-looking hobgoblins pointing crossbows at you, and
no.
you can hear them grunting and just pointing, and they say in really really accented common, like We're talking, they are not from this area. It is obvious. You've seen hobgoblins. These people are not from this area. Go away!
Okay.
No!
Not you, Ayul. Not you, Kenku. They are pointing at Zarum's snout poking through the door. Go away!
Can we see them too?
Are you creaking your door open?
Yes.
Zarum, you can also see a door on the other side being open, and there's this little black beak pointing out. You can't see anything else. And one of the hobgoblins turns towards the other door, and the exact same sentence happens. Go away!
Sorry, we are not from here.
Hold up, Kenku.
We are lost.
Hold up.
Sorry to
Zarum.
disturb. And goes back.
Zarum,
Yes.
how about you?
Zam's just kind of surprised, blinks, and closes the door.
Okay.
Did any of us see?
And you can hear your Kenku friend, sorry, go away, sorry. And, okay.
Why did you listen to them?
He goes back and, sorry, can we go through room? We will leave you alone.
Listen to them.
All three turn towards you. Go away!
But I need to go through there. They are my friends. We will leave you alone. We swear. I swear. I can give you.
Go back where you came from!
We came from there.
Then go that way!
Zarum should probably
This is
attack them
our
while they're
place.
distracted.
We don't need the
what
cause
do I?
trouble.
What do I need to do so you let me go through there? Anything you want.
You can go away!
I do not like this.
I don't think that
And the Kenku throws ball bearings over the whole room. Okay, Ayul, there's no chance. We need to. I roll 100 ball bearings over the room.
You throw the ball bearings into the room. Okay, so you throw the ball bearings into the room. Everyone, roll an initiative.
Oh boy.
This is ball bearing area now.
Yeah, seriously. So what you see inside of this room, this is a dining area. There are two large kitchen tables, large wooden tables, and the hobgoblins are standing on top of the tables. I should have mentioned that to you before. They are standing on top of the tables with their crossbows, and they are, wow, Zarum and Ayul, geez Louise. And they are looking just back and forth at both of the doors.
Damn, that's some initiative.
That is some serious initiative.
Why is it +7?
What's that?
There's a +7 to Ayu's initiative. I'm curious
Oh,
where
yeah.
that comes from.
Ayul's little magical item give him something fun.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Fun.
He's Sonic Bird.
Not exactly Sonic Bird. Oh no, that wasn't his initiative. That was his archetype, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, that was your archetype. So his archetype, he's a, what is it, Ghost Stalker? No.
Gloom.
Gloom Stalker, yeah. So if he goes first in a round, he gets 2 attacks. It's actually kind of wild.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So in this case, Ayul, you get to go first. And I'm not going to bother throwing this up. This is kind of a small enclosed space.
All right.
Ayul, what is your
How did
passive
it-
perception?
Passive perception.
As
Yeah,
an
never mind, I'm gonna
anthropologist,
look-
maybe you know this species. Maybe you can check your database.
I'm checking your everyone's passive perception real quick. Damn, Artie.
How do I check that? Is it just my
Yeah, it's right underneath all of your attributes. So right underneath skills, it says passive wisdom, perception.
Oh, it's minus 15.
Yep, that is really good. Okay, Ayul. Do. So you are gonna get to go first.
That wasn't there like something special about that like double attack thing, or I think it's something else. So wasn't there something where like I could like do a movement like 5 spaces backwards or forwards and take an attack or something like that?
Yes, and that's if you. So this is kind of a constrained space, though. Like you're looking at 20-foot by 20-foot room, but it is almost all tables and chairs.
All right.
There's moving space, but only for servants to kind of move around.
Okay. So Ayul's just gonna kind of casually strut into the room and just thwap this hobgoblin like on
Just
the
kinda
face, or
swat
try
at him?
to. Yeah, he's gonna try to thwap it on the face with a spear.
Okay. I want you to make an attack.
Okay. Where's my spear? There it is. Beautiful.
Noah, yeah, okay. So, Ayul. Oh, Ayul, I know exactly what. This bravado just. It would have worked if you hadn't tripped on the chair in front of the hobgoblin. That cloth that you tied off to your tail got snagged on the chair and you just ended up falling forward.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Thunk.
So you
Is
are
my
now
feet
prone.
landed on the fucking ground? Am I just thunk?
Yeah, you just kind of fell to the ground. You're just prone. You just kind of went. Your beak just kind of jammed into the wood on the ground. All right. Zerum, you're poking through this door and you can see your avian friend. You can see your Eric confidently stride through the door on the other side, and then suddenly he disappears and you hear an ow.
He drunk.
Should we have our initiatives popped up on the left over there?
Nope, it's okay.
Oh.
Don't worry. I know why. I got you. Don't worry.
Can I make noise from the ground?
Yeah.
Okay, so really
you
angrily,
gotta pull your beak out of the wood, like.
really
Right.
angrily, he's just like, they're fucking illusions.
So I'm just gonna just sigh, just like, and then he's gonna stride it and then make himself look larger and just unfurl his veins and snarl and then growl.
From underneath the table on the left side, you hear this. You hear a very tiny voice. Oh shit! And if you look underneath, you can see a little kobold in red robes and holding a staff is kind of trembling and looking around very hide right now.
I think you cut out their eclipse.
Oh, you can see. Let me get back in. Okay, and in the left corner, underneath one of the tables, you can see a tiny kobold underneath one of the tables wearing a red robe, and he has a wand, he has a wand in his right hand, and he is trembling, looking back and forth at everyone emerging from these doors, and you can hear him. Oh shit!
Howdy.
Are we still on an initiative, or can we just talk?
You are not on initiative right now.
Oh, it's a kobold!
Did the hobgoblins disappear? Were they just illusions?
Yeah, they were just illusions.
Those three hobgoblins, you can see a little bit of magic energy fade into the staff that he was holding, or into the wand he's holding. They were just illusions. and he's pointing the staff, trembling back and forth. Back! Back! Get back, all of you! You're not real! I know you're not real!
Aspen would like
This
to.
sounds like a little kobold.
Kobold! This is so excited about the kobold.
Can I have Aspen kind of, he moves up and he how kobolds aren't that tall, are they?
No.
They're
Okay.
very small.
So taking
Feet or something.
taking a page out of Telane's book, I bend over, put my hands on my knees like he's a child, and it's like, howdy there. I assure you we are real, at least I certainly hope I am. Are you hurt at all? We're here to help, and I want to persuade him, if possible.
Come on.
As you kneel down and you look him in the eyes, there is a flash of inspirational insight between the two of you. You notice that he recognizes you and you recognize him.
Oh.
You have seen him before on the astral plane over almost a month ago. He looks to you and he says, "Are you with him? You are with him."
No, I don't believe I am. In fact, we're trying to hunt him down. I take it you're also.
He points his little staff over at Artonis. Not going to trust any more of these Dragonborn.
I move in the path, like
You
so.
trust birds?
I block his
Who
path
are you
from the.
calling stupid lizard? And he's scooting away, and he scoots away as you're trying to speak. I know you're trying to speak. There's a lot going on, and he scoots away, and he turns around and he starts to try banging on this window. Just bang, 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 bang.
Hey, don't be afraid. I will lace the hand on the kobold's shoulder. We're not here to hurt.
Not here to hurt. Now what's with the swords? What's with your adventurers? I know your type.
I'd love to hurt them.
I'm not adventurer. I'm bird.
Bird, dragons, cats. I've seen you all. All of you are responsible for this.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on him. It's 1 hour. It's a Wisdom 12. You have to beat a 12 or higher.
Okay.
You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a Wisdom saving throw, and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it, which we're not. If it fails,
Combative.
Are
I don't
we?
know. I'm feeling kind of combative here. What do you think in your expertise?
if I'm just gonna keep talking to him, he won't feel combative to me because I'm the one I've sheathed my weapon. I'm like looking down, trying to help him. I don't know about Fleeks though, so it'll be up to you.
Oh yeah. That was a natural 20.
Okay.
That was a natural 20 on his wisdom save.
Can I do persuasion because the
hold on
kangaroos
one
are
second.
over?
Hold on 1 second. So, I want you, Aspen, to describe what you just did.
What I said?
Yeah, what did you just do to him?
Well, aside from casting the spell itself, I was gonna say, now listen, we're trying to understand this mess just as much as you are. We were sent from the, what was it, the Temple of, what was the name of the temple again?
Terminus Temple.
We were sent from the Terminus Temple to look into this. We're trying to make sense of all that's been going on, and, well, you're the first person we've actually met, so before that we were getting attacked by books, and we were a bit on edge. Doesn't help that we saw your hobgoblin illusion, so we didn't know if we'd be in a world of trouble. We're just trying to help.
He gazes between each of you, close to him, the two avians close to him, and he points at your hand. You tried to bewitch me? You're just like him. You're going to... All of
If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for all of this, my mate would still be alive, and I have you to blame.
What did we do?
What?
I could reacquaint you with him if you want.
I've seen all of you a month ago. I was in the desert, happy as can be, and all of a sudden there was that light.
And then what happened?
Oh, the light, the colorful light. Yeah, that was strange.
It
And
would have
then
been strange.
What happened?
Then my husband died because of this.
And he raises up his left leg, the robes on his left leg, and you can see a scar that looks very much like the symbol you have all been acquainted with.
Oh no!
My
the
mate
kangaroo
cast a
sad.
spell on me to try to heal me because we both thought that we were bewitched by this vision from the east, and then suddenly the dead came up right from the desert, killed him, and then that blue bastard came, gloating and asking me to join him. And here you are now. I
We are
followed
no
him to Samora.
allies.
I
We have
followed
nothing
him
to do
here,
with him.
and now you are here. Just kill me now.
We're not after you. We're just trying to help the person of this household. We mean you no harm. You do not even have to see us again after we finish our business here.
Yeek hacks. Yeek shows the. I take back what I wrote in chat. I just hacked this kobold because because this kobold obviously lost someone.
I'm not so sure I trust him. He's probably hiding something.
We are no friends of that blue dragonborn. Now, we are.
Can you still hear me?
I hear you, Arca.
Yes.
I am not timid. I knew that Praxis would try to come here. I followed him. If you want Timoth, you have to get to the heart of the house.
Houses do not have hearts.
Have you been there?
I was there when Praxis tried. He gave Timoth this stone.
What
Said
kind
he
of stone?
needed.
Let him
don't
speak.
know.
Let him speak.
I hired some thief to help track me and break me into this house. He's nice and dead now, and I can't even escape. I've been here for days.
Well, we might be able to help you with that, but where would you know the heart of the house would be, or at least all the craziness to get there?
Yeek, roll your Arcana check.
So Arcana. Because of the stone he talked about.
What about it?
My theory is that this one stone that alchemists have that can lead to gold and stuff.
Philosopher's
Interesting
Stone?
theory. You can work. It's something similar, but
It's in the living room. But Timoth isn't there. The web is in the living room. Timoth is in his sepulcher, stuck. He's never coming out.
We know the way
Stuck
out.
Somewhere.
If you can,
Stuck in the house.
if you help us figure out what's going on in that living area, the one with the statues, correct?
Beyond. You can't get there from here now.
But do you know what we're talking about with the statues?
The statues by the front door?
Yes.
What of them? I've inspected them for days. They don't move. Just those chaos spirits fluttering around in the books.
chaos spirits?
Ah,
I didn't see. I only saw crocodile.
They were some we encountered in the living area when you guys were away.
What's there to as you talk?
There's. You
Where
don't.
is Timoth imprisoned?
Timoth is in his sepulcher. You'll have to. It's in the house somewhere. I've been walking around here for days.
You hungry?
When you say he's imprisoned, what's keeping him there?
The house is. He's literally in the walls of the house.
So we burn the house down.
Timoth is as good as dead anyways. Once Praxis got what he needed out of him, he left.
What did Praxis get?
Praxis... I talked to Timoth. He's still probably alive. He said that Praxis needed something from some other dimension, and he wasn't going to help him. But then something changed his mind, and then whatever combination, whatever was in that stone, just exploded and ripped all the dimensions in this house apart. Those chaos spirits came from some other dimension, infecting and moving everything, like possessing them. The doors don't work. The windows don't work. Nothing works.
Well, you said you're here since how many days?
I've been here for, I don't know how many, 3-4 days.
You're hungry?
I've been in the kitchen. I've been
Oh.
eating.
Okay then.
That damn thief that I hired to help me break in here is dead. At least I don't have to pay him now.
You mean? Oh, I remember. You mean this Gareth?
Gareth, you know him?
Yeah, we heard he's Steve.
Yes.
What did he want?
Gareth just wants money. What else do thieves want? Look at yourself.
Oh. That's. I only find things on ground. You don't be rude.
Thank you for your help. We will.
Well,
I'm sorry for your loss, and we will leave you be. But we must save Timoth.
There's no saving him. You'll see when you find him. But what you need to do is break the dimensional web. I can't do it alone.
You think if we throw
How
the
can
kobold
you-
at it,
Yeah.
break?
we have magic lizards.
To get to the web, you need to get into his living room. To get to his living room, you need to get into his sepulcher. And that is being guarded by his ghouls.
Do you have can show us which doors you already took or where you went so we don't get lost?
I
Can you
can
lead
certainly
us?
try.
I'm gonna hand him one of the copies of the map and some
Okay.
charcoal to see if he can mark off where he's been and what doors, what portals lead to what that he is aware of.
He marks something over this direction. He taps on your map.
Well, that would be where you have to go. The east fireplace.
Would you be able to draw a marker on there for? I've already been drawing like some of these things.
I can go with you.
If
Yes,
you,
do that.
it'd be very useful, and you might be able to get out with us.
Very helpful. Thank you.
You can come with if he stays away from me.
So I was turning around and heading in the direction that been
Okay.
kind of guided.
He
Say we
cautiously
slip.
walks after. He's got his eye on Artonis, very carefully walking by.
So yeah, walk by. Everybody walks by. And when the Kenku passes the statues, there's something shiny in that pot, right?
I slap his
Yeah.
hand. If he tries to grab something, I'm gonna slap his hand.
Did you guys grab the items or no? What was in the
No,
goblets?
no, they didn't
No,
grab
we
it.
never touched. We
Yeah.
really looked what was inside, but we never touched what was inside.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Kenku can't really. I too
Okay.
do have to play in character, sleight of hand.
Yeah.
And the Mercury, the Kenku targets for the Mercury because Mercury precious.
The mercury.
Quicksilver.
Oh, the Quicksilver?
Quicksilver.
I guess that would be a challenge on the perception of
Yeah.
who is
Oh,
behind.
okay.
No. That's been said he's watching.
Yeah.
Kenku is doing that secretly.
All right. Artonis, and you will. So you'll need a vial of something to get that, though.
I just empty one of my flasks of oil. So
So you discreetly empty your oil somewhere and then fill it with Quicksilver?
yeah.
I don't know if that would.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much discretion needed to do this.
That'd probably be disadvantage. That's the easy way to do it.
You don't
Yeah,
want me
that
to
would be an
do
easy
it.
way to
I
do
would
it.
screw up. I would screw something up, I guess.
Okay, then do that roll again with a disadvantage.
The plate of hand.
Yeah.
Is anyone else looking to see if they spot this?
So yeah, Ayul.
So I'm
Ayul's
focused
busy
on the
finding
objective.
kobolds.
24.
Jesus Christ.
A plus 10?
He's got a +5 to his sleight of hand.
It's a plus 10 though.
Yeah, he's got a +5 from an item.
Oh.
Sorry, 5. Geek, you. I mean, as you're walking by a plant, you just kind of dump the oil into this plant. You know, you come back in a few minutes and it's going to look like a llama or something. And you manage to scoop up the Quicksilver from the goblet without. I mean, Artonis and Ayul are going to come around the corner and see you. And they're going to be like, get down from there. And you say, okay, you scurry away. And they're probably going to be curious, but they did not see you grab anything.
Ayul probably isn't going to be paying attention.
I'm satisfied now.
Okay, no problem. So Zerum, when you get to right here, again, to the north, and let me go ahead and make this look nice for you.
Manana.
All right.
How many oats were that, by the way?
What?
Eclipse, how much mercury was it? One
You've
flask.
got no, not a whole flask. You've got maybe a fourth of a flask of mercury.
Okay.
So basically, this living room that you're seeing to the north, it looks like it's an empty room. There's no indication that you shouldn't be able to walk through it.
Hold on, guys. And I'm gonna point out to everybody with the map I've already drawn with me and Artonis that shows them that the one that has like that temporal lock thing and where the going through here will lead to the closet. Just because we're about to pass and I was like, oh shit, I just forgot. Is that all right with you? Or is it too late?
That's right. That's great.
Okay.
All right. While you are walking, while you're walking over, Zerum, you start to smell some charring in your nostrils. And as you get closer to this particular area, let's do this. You see a wide open living area with a large fireplace in the center, and you can tell that there are two entrances to this fireplace. To the north, there is a hellhound that appears to be gnawing on the body of some poor person. And there is another hellhound to the south that you can see just kind of meandering and loping back and forth.
Oh, scary
And
dog.
both of them look and turn towards you when they see you approach and start to growl.
Yay!
Hi.
Enemies ahead.
Now we'll. Oh, hold on. Now will be initiative. For real, not for play. Yeek, where did you go? Did you move?
Yeah, I was because of hiding, you know.
Yeek, did you move up here?
I did hide in the middle of the stores practically.
Fleeks, we told you this was bad.
That you do. You're down here.
Yay!
So you're gonna be a little disoriented when you step back, but we're gonna start you there a little disoriented. Everyone, initiative. 13. Oh, Aspen. Ouch, dude.
Yeah.
Where are you? Here we go.
Oh,
And a 9. Really? All right, let's get this sucker up here. Where?
for being disoriented, I have the first turn still.
Yeah, I see that. I've got to add.
Well,
That was like the fire again.
Zerum has the highest, so it would be him first, then it would be Artonis,
No.
then...
Geek has 18.
I have 18.
Yeah. All right, hold on one
Oh.
second. So who is not on there?
What's the
Wait.
kobold doing?
I'm not on there yet.
The kobold is going to be assisting, but right now, he pretty much just says, "Oh, so they came out of the other room." He just kind of mentions, "Oh, they must have come out." So he will be also right over here. Who is not in? Who is not? Zara, Martonis, Ayul, Aspen. I don't have you.
I'm 18 now.
Yeah, Espen's the one that's out.
The Kenku is finally 18.
5, Yeek.
Yeah, I should be.
Is that everyone? That is everyone.
That's everyone,
Okay.
except for the kobold.
Yay. Okay.
I'm gonna
for-
have him
for-
go. I'm gonna have him go with my guys. All right, Yeek. You are basically you're a little disoriented. You're not too. You know they were talking to you about be careful touching this wall, and
The Kenku is just, oh, it's like that fire again. Oh. And then the Kenku doesn't know where the Kenku doesn't know where they are now.
you would
So-
know that where you came from.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I showed him the map and
Yep.
the warning,
oh. Yeah.
but if we're in initiative,
Yeah,
you'll have to
guys,
make sure you only move up your 30
I'm
feet.
back. I'm back.
Okay. No, not in there. You're not. Not in there. You're not. So
Oh,
when
it's a medical effect.
When
That
you
was
when you step back through this, you appear. Stop it.
Fleeks, come
You
on.
appear right there.
yes.
When you
So,
step back.
yeah, that was interesting. So now, seems like there are some scary
Ayul,
dogs.
the Tabaxi, and Zerum are all on your way, and this is a narrowish kind of passageway.
I think about what could be my turn. So guys, should we attack those?
Good
I mean, we have
The
very little
hellhound-
options.
The hellhound off in the corner is gnawing on deceased charred corpse. So
You can wait and see what they have in mind, but I have a feeling you already know what they want
I want
to
to
do.
use animal handling on the hellhound.
I'm a smart Kenku and I do the hide action and
Okay.
hide myself in the shadows. If I can, if you allow me that.
Are you sure you don't want to hide in the fireplace? Come on.
No, no.
Do it. Do it.
Oh!
And there's no shadows in this passageway to hide in.
Okay, so then I
There's
go to
nothing
the fireplace and throw ball bearings through it.
Through the fireplace?
Yeah, through the fireplace. Because theories.
You don't
need to know
see
your
any.
battlefield.
You see them disappear, but you don't know where.
Okay. Somewhere are 100 ball bearings now.
100
And,
ball bearings.
Ball bearings. And then so that was my move action. Then I did an action, and now I have a bonus action. I'm using that to dash back here in this corner,
Okay.
just to be safe.
Zerum. You've got some nasties in front of you.
Zerum?
Zerum.
So,
He's dead.
Der Hund?
Der Hund.
Der Hund? What?
All right,
Nein,
Artonis.
nicht der Dreihund.
Zerum
Der
is frozen
Hund
with
died.
fear.
oh my god, that is not good. I guess I try to. I mean, can I even get through them? To
If
do
they allow
anything?
you to pass, I mean, you can get by them, sure.
But watch out for ball bearings.
Well, you
I'm
threw the
going-
ball bearings into the fireplace right next to you, right?
Yes. In this one here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to step behind Zerum, and I'm going to. Magic missile the guy, the hellhound that was gnawing on the corpse.
Hellhound gnawing on corpse eye. All right, do your magic missile damage.
All right.
All right, nice. That hellhound whimpers and pulls back in pain. You can see little bits of char pulling away from its flesh as it's got its eyes on you, and it's growling over at Zerum. Arrgh. But you did some good damage to it. All right, I'm gonna throw you down. Zerum, do we have you back? Nope. Okay. Ayul.
Hello.
So, you see your wizard friend push by. Your Kenku friend is bouncing around, throwing balls around, and behind you is this rather nonchalant-looking kobold, just kind of tiny and going. Ah!
Actually, I assume skipped.
Yeah,
Zerum.
we,
We didn't know where you were.
Well, I was actually here.
Oh. All right. In that case, I will pause real quick. There.
I was just a little sidetracked. But like, I was here listening when it was Fig's turn, and Fig's turn is always a little crazy, so I didn't realize it was mine.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna just step forward. Back in the actually. Yeah, I'm gonna step forward, go there, and go into defensive stance. So I believe that's called the dodge action.
I think for that it should be. Let me double check.
I'm just going with technical terms.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I'm doing. So I'm basically going to defensive stance to allow people like Artonis to go where he went.
Yep.
So he actually has that space available, and also to just protect the hallway for everybody else.
Okay, you got it. All right, now Ayul.
I can't really get in the room, can I?
Oh, you certainly can.
Yep, there is the
this-
diagonal path. If you're going by squares, you can actually diagonal path. You can move through allies, and you can diagonal path into the room.
The ceiling itself, you're only looking at maybe 10 to 12 feet tops, so...
So I wouldn't be able to make it to like here, would I? Why can't I? Why is there we go?
Well, if you want to go inside of that room, sure. I think you know what I'll do.
I'm gonna move up right into the doorway, and
Okay.
this was the one that already attacked, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll have to be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow at it.
Shoot an arrow at it.
Yeah, from the doorway.
Got it.
There it is.
Oh yeah! That arrow goes right into its left shoulder, and it is growling. It shakes it off, and it bites into the arrow and rips it out of its body. And your arrow breaks. You no longer have that arrow, but it dealt some serious damage to this creature. Well done.
Yep.
However, it is now the Hellhound's turn. And let me see. I'll have them go first. Yeah. So the Hellhound itself. Let me see. Hey, Zerum.
Yes.
You have an advantage on defense, right?
Let me just check
Or
that.
they have a disadvantage when attacking.
I need to check it how it is in D&D.
Yeah, so for-
I was just pulling up the
I
thing
think
because I haven't used this action very much, so
it's
any
they have
attack roll made against
disadvantage.
You has disadvantage if you can see the attacker.
Yeah.
But Hellhounds have an advantage on an attack.
so
if
that'd
there's
be
a
neutralized.
round.
It'd just be a base roll then.
Making sure I run it out. So, oh, it has to be within 5 feet. So this one is going to come up and it is going to chomp on you. So this one is going to have a disadvantage as it comes forth. And it bursts forth. And disadvantage.
So it'd be a 9.
So, 9. What a 9 get you?
Now,
No. All right. This Hellhound runs forward, and it turns to face you, bats away the little table that's sitting there, pulls back its head, and it breathes fire straight at everyone. Yummy, yummy, delicious fire. In a 15-foot cone, so it is going to go back 15 feet.
that's gonna get everyone.
Yep.
Is it going to get everyone?
Yep.
Depends
No,
if you
no,
look at the
no.
measurement.
So, yeah, that's 5. This is 10, 15. So it's basically just gonna get Zerum and Ayul.
Okay, so
So
Not
Zerum
again,
and Ayul, I need you to make a dexterity of 12, and you have an advantage on it, Zerum, because you are dodging.
Yep. I was just reading that too.
Ooh, you barely made it.
Whoops.
I made it over 14. That was better than 12, so it
Yeah,
was close. But
that's all you
not
needed.
close.
Dexterity.
I'm happy I did that dodge though, so I took half damage.
Oh my gosh, look at both of you. You are going to take half of 21 damage, so you are going to take a grand total of 10 damage, both of you, as these scorching flames come from this Hellhound in front of you. And it just rips you apart. The little kobold in the back, no one else can really see except for the Kenku. But you can see him just kind of looking and searching and not being too concerned with what he sees. He's not taking any action whatsoever. Aspen,
That's suspicious.
you've got licks of flame that are brushing right past you as you hide behind your dragonborn friend, as both of you feel the heat from the Hellhound brushing close to you.
Can I tell who was most hurt in that, or like does anyone
I mean,
look
that's up to you.
bloodied?
No one's really looking
No one's
bloody,
bloody.
just more charred right now.
Okay. In that
So I'm
case,
just even just a little singed. That's all.
okay. In that case, I'm going to cast Bane. So there's only
Okay.
2 creatures in the room. Make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. And it is a 12 or higher they have to beat.
Okay, wonderful. 12 or higher. So the next time they try to make an attack, they roll a d4. If they fail, a charisma check of 12 or higher. Gotcha. Do you wish to take a movement?
Let me see if there's any. I don't think I will, but I'll see. I will. That is cast. What is this? Bonus action. I leveled up to level 3, so I have to remember that I gotta read all this stuff. So no, I think I'll stand the rest of my turn. So, did they roll for their charisma saving throws?
They will when they make their attack.
I thought it was
they
do it now to see if it affects them. Because beforehand, so like if one of them rolls lower, then for the duration they're always going to be doing that disadvantage.
Okay, so they do that. Okay, so they both do that now.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's not disadvantage; it's a D4 minus. But
Yep. And they need to beat a what?
Well, that one definitely lost. It is a 12. The DC is set at 12. All right.
The guy that just did the flaming breath beat you.
Okay, so the one closest to Zera now has Bane.
Yep.
Okay. And I will not move. That'll be it.
Conga line, everyone.
Yeah, that's not good for
I love it. No,
archery.
just get right up on in there. I got one more flame breath left. Yeek, you're up.
Yeah, I keep this guy in. I walk over to this, and can I make a perception check on them for suspicion?
Yes.
Okay, back.
Okay. So I had my.
You're almost
move
up, Artie. We're good.
Now I'm doing perception, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, about 17.
Okay. The 17 is your first one. What are you trying to perceive? Like, what are your? Are you trying to?
Let's say, in general, I don't try. Suddenly, something. The non-action makes me not trusting makes my Kenku not trusting that guy anymore.
You're not seeing you're seeing him kind of looking out for himself. He's got his eyes on it. He's not got his back turned to these things. He's just kind of nonchalantly relaxed. He thinks that you guys have it. He does not appear to be controlling anything in any way.
So I should have done an insight check. What? Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I was just saying.
In this case,
just imagine I throw for insight.
Perception is seeing what's happening, and insight is to see if he has motives. So if he looks like he's nefarious, perception is if he was like, you see him waving his hands and.
Yeah, he is not wiggling his hands. He is not muttering his little kobold lips. He is not controlling these things in any way.
Yeah, I have the same value on both, so I have the same value on both, so it's okay. So yeah, then I won't steal from him with my cunning action. So.
You want to steal from him?
I would have done it if I would have noticed that this guy is suspicious, you know.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, now I just hold my bonus action, no, the insight check wasn't a bonus action, right? It was a main action.
No, it's a main action.
Okay, so I can't do an attack action. Yeah, then I will just. Give me a second, maybe. Just give me a second. I need to. Just a second.
Okay. Your second is over.
So, yeah. I I think I do a hide action. Yeah, just.
Okay, so you're staying hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things do not have any kind of a bead on you whatsoever. They are not interested in you. They're more interested in delicious bird flesh in front of them,
Yeah.
as well as the scaly hide of their recently semi-charged dragon.
Yeah, I just yeah.
Before that dragon,
Continue.
no. Actually, it is Zeram's turn.
Yes, it's my turn. Let's destroy you.
Alrighty. The one to your left is... Oh, he's like, screw this guy. So he doesn't get an attack of ops. You
No,
move
I'm
up.
just gonna- I'm wading into the middle of them and going after the one that just flame blessed us.
Stomping on this, and you are going after this
Because
guy.
he knocked that table out of the way, just...
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Oh, that was accidentally still the advantage.
The first one was a 21. That's okay.
Yep.
And you do bite into him, and you get to taste delicious charred dog flesh. Spicy. All right, and good chomping all around. Do you wish to move any further?
That's where I'm sticking.
Okay, you're sticking there. Artonis, you see you now have a better view of the battlefield in front of you inside of this living area. The two, you can see just around the corner, the one hellhound Zeram has stepped up to, and you see him chomping and batting at this other one in front of him.
So I want to use my sorcerer points to get an additional slots of magic missile,
Okay.
and I'm using that on the one that attacks Ayul.
That attacked Ayul. It did not attack Ayul, it attacked Zeram, but...
Oh,
Yeah, Zeram moved out of the way. But, magic missile on the already injured one. That guy is looking very injured.
then let's finish him off. Why don't we?
You might not finish him off, but he's gonna be
What?
in pain. Woo! He's in some serious pain. You can see the hellhound still maneuvering and wavering about, but there's an obvious limp in its gait and the way that it looks at all of its potential enemies as its life is slowly coming to an end. It still has some fight left in it, but it is not a happy puppy.
Yay.
You do have further action. You do have further places that you can go, should you desire. Just so you know, let me do this. Poking around the corner of the door that you're in, you can see a small little reading room with another fireplace inside of it. It does not appear to have been touched recently. You can see some char marks from where the hellhounds may have been walking around, but that's it.
That's nice. I don't
And
care.
no ball bearings.
No ball bearings.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay, he is done. Ayul!
I'm gonna hit the dude closest to me with my hand axe.
Dude closest to you with the hand axe. All right. Oh! So, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Now, you only do, unfortunately... Oh, no!
It's
It
doubled.
has one hit point left. Ayul, I want you to tell me, why does this thing die? How did you manage to do enough to kill this hellhound?
So Ayul kind of just like whipped out his hand axe out of like reflex, and as he was drawing it, he hit the thing. So it was like one of those unsheathing a weapon like attacks, basically.
Right.
He hit it right in the jaw and just kind of like split its jaw a little further than it probably should be.
And it's just with that unhinged jaw, the creature just collapses down to the ground and is no more. Congratulations on that.
Seriously? curious.
You still have a movement action and a bonus action, technically.
What counts as a bonus action?
Bonus actions are reaching into a pouch, or doing anything that your class might allow you as a bonus action, speaking, those sorts of things, small items.
All right. I'm gonna move this way.
Okay. So you are safe over that way, and you can see the charred form of a human. It looks to be kind of not that desiccated, but it's been gnawed on. It's been severely burned, obviously, here for a number of days. It smells horrible, or maybe good, depending. All right. The Hellhound in front of the Hellhound in front of Zerum is furious and enraged, and this one is not under any sort of bane compulsion, so it is going to try and take a bite at the dragon trying to attack it. Uh-oh. I don't think that's gonna work, guys. And it weakly, it's pawing at. It was just very surprised by the advancement of this larger, obviously larger creature, and it's whimpering and backing down, trying to get a few futile bites in. And it turns and tries to run.
What kind of watchdogs has this guy?
What watchdogs? Zerum, do you wish to take an attack of opportunity?
Where the heck are the ball bearings gone? That's what keeps me busy right
Zerum?
now.
Oh, looks like he's out of it. Okay, no attack of ops for him. Aha. Let me do this. All right. So, this Hellhound does not think that it is going to be able to do too much, so it runs away, and you can, and Ayul, you can see, and Artonis, you can kind of see, it runs through this door in the top, this door right here. Pushes through. You hear a clattering of this wooden door opening and then shutting powerfully back.
Well, that was easy.
Open doors. He has no thumbs.
He pushed it forward with his face.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the initiative gone now?
The initiative is gone now.
Oh, hey guys, what did you do?
So Zerum, the remaining Hellhound, after could not do any damage to you, decided to turn tail and flee, and it ran through this first door up here.
Saw that.
Did the kobold say anything about the hellhounds beforehand?
Say again?
He didn't, so he didn't warn us about them at all? Okay, well then Ayul's gonna go and slap them.
What is that for?
You didn't warn us about the fucking hellhounds.
I didn't think that they'd come back. They already killed the thief a few days ago. I thought they'd be done for.
The point is that they weren't, and you didn't tell us.
And how was I supposed to know? You're very rude, you know.
And you're a stupid little rat.
What?
Place is
Eclipse?
already
Dare
full of-
speak to Girlstick the Magnificent that way?
Don't look too magnificent to me.
Never.
Enough harassing. This place is a dimensional vortex. There's no one telling what we'll face or what we'll find.
My vote is that we just throw the kobold through every door we come across, and he'll be our double test.
That kobold has already been through enough. We do not need to inflict suffering on others.
I mean, he could have just ran off. I mean, he is somewhat helping us as loosely as possible. I mean, I think we We handled that pretty well. Is anyone hurt?
I'll be fine.
It's just a scratch.
And
While
I
that conversation is going on, and the Tabaxi and Yeek start looking at the charred corpse of the human at the floor, there is nothing really worth salvaging. There is
No
maybe
hints.
some charred thieves' tools, a charred short sword, clothing just burnt to hell and back, flesh just singed and reddened and blackened and already bits eaten out of it.
So there was a marking for where Zaram is standing. Was that where something's supposed to be? Does he see
No,
anything?
that was the kobold had tapped on Aspen's map and said, "You need to go there." When he asked how to get to the sepulcher.
Okay. Is this a sepulcher, or I'm not even sure what a sepulcher is? I don't
Sure.
know
A
that
sepulcher
word.
is kind of like a magical working space in a way.
Okay.
It's a ritual space, and this is not it.
Nope.
This is not it.
Okay. Then can I do a perception check to try to see like any pathways or other kind of portal locations?
Sure.
Long story. Yeah, the Kenku was talking to
No,
the
I don't see anything.
kobold.
Zaram, no, you don't see any.
I don't see anything obvious.
I'll
I
be
just
right
see
back.
what's
I'm gonna get a
obvious.
drink.
I just see what's obvious.
By the way, the Kenku is looking for the ball bearings right now.
No, you don't see your ball bearings.
Oh, where are
I
my
mean,
ball
if you really wanted your ball bearings, you can go through the fireplace.
Zaram calmly and politely
know.
turns to the kobold and is like, "What is the way now from here?"
I said if you wanted to get where Timoth is, it's inside of the eastern fireplace. There.
You were the
And he
hell
points over
hell-
this, and he points over in this direction.
Ah, that's the eastern fireplace.
But Yeek didn't
Yeek,
see
while
where the
you were
monster went.
while you were wandering over that way, you can see, and Zaram, now that you're closer, anyone that comes down by this way can see a little bit of black charring on the ground by the door here.
Huh.
The sides of the wood is a little bit blackened and charred near this particular area.
Where? Yeah, because the Hellhound walked through the door, right? But
looks
my
to be-
Kenku can't know it.
It doesn't look to be fresh. Like, this isn't
Right.
fresh charring. This is like charcoal, kind of like what the Tabaxi is using. The wood is just been
Can I
burnt.
investigate that?
I mean, it looks like it's just burnt wood. It's been burnt. It's cool.
But
It's
where
been
do
burnt for a few days.
Can Atonis use Mend on Ash?
Sure.
Ah, Atonis! Magic Dragon!
Well, I guess I can use Mend then.
Can you use Mend on charcoal?
Yeek doesn't
Probably.
appear to be too
You
ready.
could try.
I can try, yes.
Oh gosh.
Why not?
And Artona, do you wish to?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's not like it's going to cost me nothing.
No. And when you do this, you place your scaled red hand down onto the wood, and the wood returns back to a fine, smooth, lustered shape. In fact, the plank of wood that you're touching is now noticeably less warped and more fresh than the other planks around it. But that's probably just due to the fact that it looks almost brand new now.
Oh, nice!
Yay!
Yay.
Congratulations!
We were at the floor!
I mean, I could try it with,
Construction. You can have
I
a
could-
I know.
I
Alright,
could do it with every plank
the
in the
kobold
house.
just kind of starts shaking his head like,
Waste of magic, waste of magic.
Alright, if everyone's ready to go, I will lead the way into the next site. So I'm kind of carefully eyes everybody else in the group, seeing if he gets affirmation.
can walk through fire.
With no bombs, then he's going through. He's gonna poke himself through.
All right. Let me grab this one. Here it is. Okay.
Let's see where this goes.
I misunderstood you. I thought there were a charred thing on the floor.
What do you mean?
Yeah, as you said, I thought there was something that was burned on the ground. So
No,
that's why.
no, just wood, just the.
The
it was
floor
an
itself was charred.
Yeah, it's just an indication that the ground is charred for some reason, and you are more than welcome to have opened the door.
Yeah.
Zerum, you pushed past the warmth inside of the fireplace, and it does not burn you as you walk through and you shaking the soot off of your wings and shoulders as you emerge. And looking to your left, you see what is probably the second-story balcony to your left. You can see the entrance to the house down below. It looks like you're probably a story up. You are in a wide passage. You're in a more or less. You can see a set of stairs to your right. Grab these stairs. Boop. Set of stairs over to your right. When you look in the hall, when you look at the stairs, though, they're, I don't know, a lot of cobwebs. A lot of cobwebs on those stairwells, and it looks like it gets pretty dark if you were to poke your head down.
I was gonna poke his head back through here, poke himself back through here, and say it's all clear, and then.
And he pokes his head back through, and there's this black sooted dragon head. It's all good.
It's all clear. Though it looks like we have spiders up ahead. So he's gonna. This is going just kind of poking back through, then everybody come through.
Yeah, and if you wish to go
the
through,
stairway.
and if you wish to go through, then place yourselves in this passageway in the top there.
So, Kobold, you wanna come with us? So, Yeek stays with
I
the
can take-
Kobold in any case.
I will take you to the sepulcher, but you're gonna have to find some way to deal with those ghouls inside.
Oh.
I'm not gonna go back in there. I just want to get out, and I want to show that Praxis what a real kobold magician can do.
Kobold, just because I'm interested. Do you know where this door leads?
Last I checked, it was some sort of fire dimension, probably the elemental plane of fire, if I knew anything about it, which I do.
Oh, what do you know about it? Tell me.
I know that it's a plane full of elements, only of fire. What more do you want to know?
I
So-
just
so I
picture
should-
Danny DeVito voicing this guy, and it's the greatest thing in the world.
So you wouldn't
If you want to
recommend-
if you want to become a fried chicken, then be my guest and open the door.
I decline.
And you're smarter than you look.
Any tips for fight with ghoul? Oh. Yep.
He just shoves. And he walks on. Through.
Welcome to join us.
Hello.
Ayul also went through.
So, Kobold.
He gestures, and Zerum, while he walks by, he taps you on your rump, since you're probably looking forward up.
It'll be the last door on the left up there. I haven't been in the rest of these, so I don't know, and I definitely don't want to down those stairs. But nowhere seems to lead out.
Well, then we have to lift the curse.
Well, that's what I said. If you can get the dimensional web that's keeping this entire place in this pockets full of dimensions, then yeah, of course we'd be able to go out. But I can't get there alone.
How many?
I believe we have the tools to fix it. So
You are the tools to fix it. Woo.
So what did you say awaits us?
We are tools.
Not like that, although I might make an exception in your case.
So Zarum's moving forward.
Yep. And moving forward, this is a wide area. There are doors to your right, doors to your left, doors in front of you. This is simply a passageway. However, as you're walking by, you're noticing some of the paintings and some of the chairs lining the walls, and there's a flower pot, there's a vase on a side table. You all start to hear a little bit of giggling and
Oh, don't like this.
More chaos spirits, or
and
elementals, whatever they are.
I think
the
you might be
kobold
right.
waves his hand. Those things are more annoying than anything, but if they get you all together, then you definitely have to be careful.
So,
Oh, yeah.
you said it's on the left?
Yes, and as you're walking up there,
Does anyone else follow? Because we're kind of moving along through the hallway here.
Yeek is still questioning the kobold about strategies and
Okay.
whatever.
so
what awaits
who is here right now?
Yep.
Next to
I'm
the
here.
So the
I'm
three
here.
of you. Okay. So Aspen and Zero, you two are investigating and scouting around the corner. That is fine. You're not going through any of the other doors.
Well,
Okay.
while this is happening, so we're kind of going down this hallway. It looks like we're
Okay.
being split off from our main group.
Understood.
Aspen kind of like leans over. This might not be the best of times, but
Stay right there, Ayul.
I do appreciate what you were
What?
talking to me about earlier at the temple. I feel like I'm getting better with these sorts of swashbuckling affairs, but and as we're moving down through that hallway, I'll be honest, I might not look it, but I'm awfully terrified. So it's
You are most welcome, and you are doing just fine.
Oh.
thank you, and we'll keep moving. So
Okay. And you guys stay right there. Hold on 1 second. Where are you? Come here. Come here. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to grab something real quick. I can't find it. Okay, never mind.
Grasp it firmly.
Grasp it firmly. Just give me a second, guys. Seriously, 40 more seconds and I'll be done.
40,
All right.
39, 38.
As you two, as Zerum and Aspen are rounding the corner and having their heartfelt conversation, the kobold, he pokes his head, he kind of cocks his head over at the window on the second story here, cocks his head, and he makes a gesture with his wand outside of the window. Oh, great. Now who's this? And outside of the window, for the three of you that are there and standing, you can see a familiar-looking woman standing outside at the foot of the household.
Oh,
God
no.
damn it!
Appears to be in conversation with a small boy, maybe a 12-year-old boy. She's leaning down and talking to him and gesturing. He's pointing up at the house, and he's making these big movements with his hands, these wild gesticulations and a flittering of his fingers as if he's telling her some sort of story.
and he points again at the house, and it's clear that they're having some sort of conversation. She pats him on the shoulder, and he walks away, and she starts to curiously and slowly wander around the front of the house, even going over and petting the face of the horse nearby.
God damn it. Oh, this is now a Doctor Who episode. Congratulations.
We should do something so she won't enter here.
Well, you're not gonna get out through this window. Try.
Well, maybe then just let us get rid of the net fast.
Get rid. If you, good luck on that. And the little kobold starts meandering away.
Well,
Can I trip him as he walks past?
Oh,
Whoops.
Zaram's asking if he can see more into that hallway.
into the hallway. So this is all that you can see. You are at the end of the hallway. There's a side table.
So
And
is this actually the end of the hallway right here?
that is actually, yeah, so...
Uh-huh.
you're
I
looking
can't see past it, so it's
Yep.
just a faded black, so it just
that
faded
is
out, so I couldn't
actually
see.
the end of, yep, actually the end of the hallway. Actually the end of that hallway there. And, as this is going on, as you are holding that small conversation, and the little kobold says, "Who's that?" and all this, again, the paintings and the vase and the chairs and all of these items start fluttering around and making a lot of noise, and all this giggling starts happening, and you can try to dodge out of the way as these various household items are starting to attack each of you. So, I want everyone to make a dexterity save.
yeah. Okay.
Every single person. Dexterity save.
Hey, we rolled the same thing.
Yeah. Alright, and... Artonis,
Yeah.
you too.
My mouse is not. What the hell?
Curse you, mouse!
At least it's not a dragon mouse.
That was a surprise, but
I
Yeah,
mean,
that
you,
was.
you never know. There could be lingering effects with Feraul.
Yeah, I know. Just wait till he hiccups again.
Also, does it influence that the kangaroo was opening the door?
Wait a minute, Paul. Wait, that's it's what's the Scooby-Doo movie where it's Scooby-Doo and the werewolf, where every time he hiccups, he turns into the werewolf?
I do not remember.
Oh my God, it's an old cartoon. It's like the 70s.
Now I want to
80s.
find that out.
Yeah, every time he hiccupped.
Hold up with you, hold up with Kenku, I see you real quick. While that was happening, though, all of you start batting your hands around trying to avoid all these flying household items, and even the little kobold is swatting, "Get away! Get away!" And he starts casting a very very loud magical incantation, and a ray of frost just bursts forth as it freezes this chair in its place, and it shatters down to the ground. Unfortunately, by the time it takes for everyone to deal with all of these little items and these little annoyances floating around, Zaram and Aspen, you have actually taken damage from these things, from just being buffeted so much and bumping into each other and just being so, just being in such an enclosed space trying to beat all of these things away. Each of you is going to take 5 damage.
Oh damn! All right. It's like Evil
the rest
Dead
of
2
you
here.
can I tear at them?
Oh yeah, tear away, yeah.
Rip and tear.
Oh yeah. So that was just a save to see if anyone was going to take damage. You all would have assaulted these little chaos spirits away. So don't worry. You bit them. They are no more. The animated items are no more.
I got
But yep, they were able to deal some damage to you too. Now at that time, and you can hear in everyone's what's going on. This a curious little Kenku opens a door. And when the Kenku opens the door, he sees basically you're at the foot of some sort of stairs. And they kind of circle up.
Oh my. Well, I was hoping for a room, but I think the Kenku won't take the stairs.
Okay.
Nah, that room is just stairs.
All right. So you just looked in and you're like, no, I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah, I don't want to go away from the group.
Zara, when you open up that door, and I've got to, I didn't save you. Hold on one second. I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be cruddy, but it'll have to do for right now. What? Up. Up. Yeah, I'll have to do it like that. Okay. This. This way. Okay. Zerum, and we're gonna have to use a little bit of theater of the mind here. Sorry, guys. Just realized I didn't have that particular save. Listen, that's right. Zerum, you open up that door, and when you do, you look through and you can see these. Flames as you poke your head through another fireplace. Only this particular fireplace opens into a wide room with some very odd runic symbols all across the walls. This is a very ill-kept room, and it kind of causes you a sense of dread when you look in. There is a pedestal in the center right here, and on this pedestal is a book, but the book itself is open, and on this far wall, however, you see a man in purple and gold robes, at least what should be parts of a man. His hands and his knees and part of his torso and neck are stuck into this wall, and it looks like as if he has been pulled apart. Like all of his skin and even the clothing have been just stretched beyond what should be even possible for someone or something to be alive. And he is splayed out, spread-eagled on the wall, with bits of him intersecting in and out of it. And he appears to actually be alive. You can see his veins pumping blood. You can see the veins themselves pumping through his neck and bits of his arms and wrists that you can actually still see. And his eyes are just kind of bloodshot and staring hazily around the room as he's gasping for breath.
Well, that's not horrifying at all.
It looks almost
you play with
as if the room is breathing in and out with each of his gasps.
Zarm's gonna
not sure
poke his
everyone
head
to go in
back
there,
through
so.
and be like, Atonus, we need you!
Why me?
And
Let's go back to the stairs.
Aspen, first off, That first when you described him with the robes, I was like Supreme Leader Snoke, but as Aspen like walks in to see this, he takes a look at the abominable mess that he sees, and he
Okay,
just
what
like
exactly am I supposed to do here?
he
Art-
leans
for
down
anyone
and
that has, for anyone that can, if you wish to make an Arcana check, you may.
I would like to check for traps.
And you, so you're wishing to check for traps?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wrong,
let me
wrong
let me try and get this. No initiative yet. No initiative yet.
Yeah, sorry, I misclicked.
Okay.
Canada.
I just want to point out, checking for traps costs a little bit of time, but I'm gonna stick with this. I like what you want to do there, so stick with that.
Yeah. Investigation then, or
Aspen, what's up? Are you okay?
yeah, Aspen just as he entered and saw the figure, he moves to the side and he just gags and vomits on the floor,
Okay.
and
good,
he doesn't look too good.
No, this isn't gonna be investigation. This is not going to be investigation. However, and I've got to get this. Artonis, as you're just glancing around on the walls, where is it? Here it is. As you are glancing at the walls, and looking at these runes, I'm going to show this to everyone, but Artonis is the only one who has the information. So, these runes on the walls are mostly gibberish. Kind of looked like they were meant to just scare people. At some point in time, Sir Timoth wrote these down because, if you recall, he was kind of terrified of thieves trying to take all of his research. But
yes, you took Quicksilver with him.
but you can recognize some numbers, and there is a little bit of order in this chaos. And Artonis, you and only you, right now, you and only you, recognize the 7 bodies of alchemy. So they each have a number and a type of alchemical ingredient. And you know that these are the 7 bodies of alchemy. Okay?
Okay.
Now, so you have perpetual return. You can always return to that, and I have that in there. But as Yeek starts moving around, he starts looking around and searching around for traps. You can hear this gasping and wheezing of the man inside of the wall on the opposite side, and he simply gasps out, "Leave."
We can't leave you here. Tell us what to do.
You recognize him, all of you, as you look at, and even the kobold points his hand in this sad kind of a look, and he says, "We'd best do what he says. The ghouls will be coming." All of you recognize this man from your vision, your astral projection vision from a month ago. You are fairly certain that this is Sir Timoth.
That was almost clear, to be honest.
Artonis, do you know what to do?
I'm not
Ball
certain.
bearing.
Most of the runes in this room gibberish, but there is some alchemical table there, like the bodies of alchemy, but that doesn't seem to solve anything.
With the stuff that we have, would you be able to figure it out with time if we can give you some extra time before the ghouls arrive?
Leave now. I can't hold them back.
To be honest, I haven't the slightest idea.
How so?
Hey man in wall. What can you hold back?
They're coming. And it seems like his entire body is in two places at once as one form of his body explodes and 5 creatures burst forth from this grotesque body. And yet, when the last one emerges from the hole that was his body, he still remains in anguish and pain and still breathing.
Tell
And
us how to help. We need help. We want help.
So,
he looks a little bit out of it right now. And I am going to go with initiative.
Aspens looks over to Artonis.
Mm-hmm.
We'll buy you as much time as we can, and then he's gonna draw out his sword. And
Nice.
then I'm gonna.
Oh, Zara!
The initiative roll. Or do you?
Oh wait, I forgot to clear this up. Hold on one second. Forgot to clear it of last time.
I'd like to use an inspiration.
Okay.
Gain advantage on my d20 roll.
Nice.
Just because I really want
Alright.
to, with the support spells I have, I want to make sure I can get a better shot
Okay.
at. So,
Okay. I love it. So that means... Yes, so let's do this. You are going to be a 14. Zerum, you are at 6 at a turn. Zerum, you 6. Aspen, you are 14. Artonis, you are 11. Fleeks, you are 13.
Yes.
All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And am I missing one? Ayul, you're 21. That's right. Dear God in heaven.
well, I hope so. I mean, he drinks all the time.
Yeah.
Like the drunk.
that was actually really good.
You know the movie,
Alright.
The Drunk Monkey?
Tweets, you take 1d4 psychic damage from my vicious mockery.
No,
He's like, no.
I'm too drunk to understand that you're mocking me, so I just don't take it.
Wow, I love that. I love it. All right,
We're
and
forming
of
a
course,
pentagram right now, guys.
there we go.
Yeah, Artonis should probably be in the middle after this, if we're giving
That
him
is
time to.
absolutely horrid for me. All right, let's do it. In that case, so the first thing that happens when you guys see this, when all of this happens, wait. Oh, Ayul, sorry. Oh my God. Sorry about that. Like what? Okay, the first thing that happens is the little kobold, he pops out and says, well, I hope you can do better than I could. And he pops back out through that fireplace.
He should stay with us. Can I hold him back? No, you're
You
fine.
can try to grab him.
Yeah, I tried.
Grab his
I tried
tail.
that.
You have to
Or
do
try to,
a,
yeah, grab his little
grapple.
dragon tail. You can try.
What do I have to roll for that?
Be
So if
strength.
you do this, this is going to be your bonus action for this round. If you do
Yeah.
this, just want to point out.
Yes, I can. That's okay.
Okay. So he's going to try and slip away through everyone. So that would probably be just an opposed grapple.
What do I have to roll for that?
For what's that?
What
think
do I
it's
have to
attack.
roll for the grapple?
I think it's attack to grab him and get past the DC.
Yep. You just have to get past his DC.
Or his AC.
8.
Yeah. Just a melee attack roll.
Oh no!
Damn.
All right. Yeah. No, that's a strength save. You need to make a melee attack.
oh, okay. With my
So just like with your hands, if you have hands or something like that.
Do you have unarmed strike? Because yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Beak is fine. Beak is fine. All right. So no go. So he makes it. He zips away through Yeek. Does anyone else wish to try and stop him?
Sure. I mean, I'm right next to the fire. I can try and grab him.
Okay.
Tweets
give it a
just
shot.
trips him again.
Hey, we're working together now.
I know, he's gonna trip him. So again, just like an
I'll just use
unarmed attack, a beak, claw, something like that. 4. Wow. That's absolutely amazing. You rolled a 2, and Fleeks rolled a 5. So no, he slips through both of these birds, and he's dodging side to side. Anyone else?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay, and he zips through the fireplace and dives right on through. Ayul, so you are good to go. Basically, what you have in front of you is there are these 4 small pedestals on the sides here. In the middle is a large pedestal with this large tome on it. There are various ingredients and tables and whatnot along the walls with various arcanic symbols. Artonis has explained that they represent something about alchemy. And there are these 5 ghouls that have burst forth from this man's body. And he is not looking good.
Everybody make sure you protect Artonis. He might be able to, might be how we get out of this mess.
Yeah, Artonis should get the book.
I'll try to.
Will I still have my 2 attacks?
And then get out of here.
You do. You just don't have a bonus move now.
Okay.
So you just don't have a bonus action, but you do have your 2 regular because you're going first.
Alright, I'm gonna move to about here then. And
Okay.
I'm gonna fire 2 arrows at this dude.
If I measure that,
All right. So just do each attack separately.
Yep.
I can almost move freely in
All
that.
right. Wow. Wow.
Damn.
Ayul, that was genuinely amazing. That. You put 2 arrows right into this ghoul's face, and it starts to waver and fall right back onto its head and just falls down.
Nice.
Yep.
Headshot.
Aspen.
Ahoy! So, 4 enemies. Alright, so I'm going to cast Bane, but I'm going to cast it as a 2nd level spell, meaning I can target up to 4 creatures.
Okay.
So everyone here will be rolling the DC of a Charisma save of 12 or higher.
Okay.
And then it'll be the subtract 4. So I'm going to cast that. So they'll have to roll that.
All I gotta do is hit you guys once with a ghoul. Come on, just let me do it.
Because you want to paralyze us, yes.
Hey, ghouls just want to have fun.
Ah, that's the bards. Now I've got an idea.
You're gonna make them dance?
Yeah. Are you gonna roll for their charisma saves?
Oh yeah, that's right. They each have a charisma save right now. I keep forgetting the charisma save automatically.
Well, that way you know which ones they're afflicting and which ones.
Okay, so I'm
aren't.
going left to right.
They have a lot of charisma.
They all failed. Oh
They all
god.
failed.
Oh well, you don't have to keep track of which one has.
So I'm gonna roll 1d4 right now just to make it.
Wow,
So
that
each
was
of them,
beautiful.
For each roll that they make, saving or attack, they will take away 2. Is that okay with you, Aspen?
I mean, you're the DM if that's how you want to. It's.
Well, I just want to make sure it moves fast, but if you want me to roll each time for the attack, then I can definitely do that.
Are these a high level enemy or are these fairly? 'Cause if-
fairly low, I mean they're only a challenge rating of 1.
Oh, Then 2 is fine. If they were like, if we were in danger, I would ask for the D4. But if that's the case,
Yeah.
it should be fine.
Their
Then.
challenge rating a 1 and they have a hit point of 22. The bad part is if they hit you, bad shit goes down.
I guess it'll just be up to you.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so are you moving anywhere?
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna block the path so Artonis isn't gonna get immediately
Block the
hit.
path to the book. I like it.
Oh, that's the path. Where's the book located
It's okay.
at?
He can get around you. He can get around you. The book is in the middle of the four small pedestals. Is the larger one with the book, but he.
Okay.
He-
I'll
Oh.
I'll move here because I have my crossbow, and I'll see if I can get some books. But that's all I can do at the moment.
Okay.
No, so I'm moving back a bit.
Okay.
As a move action. So near the door. And then I'm shooting this guy here
Okay.
with my short bow.
Short bow. Cool to the face. So that arrow just it just barely bounces behind him. It narrowly misses him. Does no damage as as the ghoul continues to scamper towards you.
I should have gone with ball bearings, I knew it.
Artonis! So you see your
Yeah.
avian friend to your left just plant 2 right into the head of this ghoul and it drops to the ground. You're not sure where that little kobold has run off to, but you know he's not here.
Alright, first of all, that book in the middle, does it look like it might be too heavy to carry?
No. If anything, it looks like, just from what is open, it looks to be just some notes. It looks to be alchemical notes.
Alright.
You're very used to journals and notebooks like this. There's probably more of a similar nature in this room, but this one is clearly open to a particular page. It probably was what the last thing that Timoth was working on before whatever happened.
Alright, then I want to cast grease on those 3 ghouls in the back there.
Okay, so grease is going to be an area of effect spell, and that is going to affect, I think, 10 by 10.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
It should hit
10,
them all.
10 foot square.
Yeah, 10-foot square. Should hit them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to get those 3, so they need to make a dexterity check. So we're going to get these 3, oops. We're going to get those 3 at the top here.
Yep.
Okay. Let's make a dexterity roll for those 3.
Now there will be a -2, so there is that.
So, one of them manages to make it. This here, he manages to stay on his feet, but the other 2, and they fall down, and they are slipping and sliding, crawling, trying to crawl through the grease that you have made up. So, I'm gonna do this. Let's do this. Like a 10-foot. That's not gonna work. Let's do on the map in the background. Okay, let's make it look like that. So basically, that whole area there is greasy.
Greasy.
Greasy. Do you wish to
Alright.
move?
Yeah, I want to move to the pedestal and grab the book.
So you go up to the pedestal, and you are able to grab the book. I want you to roll an wisdom check, or no, intelligence save.
Okay. How do I do it? Just in the...
So,
It's in the saves category. There's an intelligence save. There's
Saves
6
intelligence.
saves.
Okay.
Okay, Artonis, you cannot grab the book because when you put your hands on either side and you look into the tome, this giant, ephemeral, ghostly hand reaches up and swipes at you, and you are so terrified that you step back without the tome in your hand, and you can see the hand, this ghostly human hand kind of look, if it could look, as if it had eyes on the ends of its fingertips. It looks around the room and then pulls back into the pages of the book.
Wonderful.
Okay, Zerum. Zerum, yes. So basically, you took a step back. So I'm actually gonna pull you back just a little bit. So that was just a terrifying sight that occurred, and it's gonna be. Everyone else basically saw this as well. They saw you jerk back from this hand-looking thing.
Nartonis, are you alright?
I'm alright. Just
That
some
was scary.
protective magic.
That was as scary as when they wanted to throw Ayul in a volcano.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna go here, and then I'm going to do a
Fuck
Clone
him
Breath.
up. Fuck him up.
Oh, look at you!
So it will hit all these three.
Yep. Fantastic. I love it. The grease is flammable, but he doesn't have flame breath.
I do not have a flame breath. I have a cold breath. I would love to use a flame breath. Maybe I'll eventually get that, but right now, no. Just have
And just as a technical question, ghouls can sleep, right?
No, you cannot
Okay.
charm a ghoul. It is undead. You cannot put them to sleep in any way. So they need to make a DC 13 for half of 10. All right. Let me do this. Actually, and if they get disadvantage. So the one in the middle, he's done for. Well, he gets hit. The one on the left. Yeah, right. And the one on the right. Oh my god. Okay, so your cone, your frosty breath, you run up there and you just, like Superman, you are blowing this this frosty breath out over the greasy field. You're pushing back flesh on the rotten flesh of these ghouls, and they are taking some serious damage from you. That was amazing. Basically, you just did 30 damage in one hit. Okay. But now, so these guys, this one is going to actually stay where it's at, and I'm gonna say it's going to try and claw at you. It's going to have a disadvantage. It's prone, and it's gonna have a -2 because of the tabaxi. So let's see how that works as it stays there and tries to claw at you. I don't think it's gonna work, but if it does, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh! Oh! And -2, that's an 18. Does an 18 get you?
That definitely gets me.
I don't believe it!
That was
Okay. Yeah, baby! So you are going to take 8 slashing damage as this frozen ghoul is swatting at your chest, and you need to make a DC 10. Oh, come on.
It's the dragon! I have high constitution.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I almost had you, you rotten bastard.
Cinematic
This is
as
a
hell.
dragon. It's more effective against other people, but like remember, dragons, high constitution,
No.
high resiliency.
This ghoul is going to rush forward.
I'm just gonna say that like Zarum is looking pretty bloodied at the moment.
Zarum is looking pretty bloodied. This ghoul shambles forward, and it is going to swipe at the Tabaxi Bard.
Uh-oh.
And he is at a -2. He is at a -2.
No, it doesn't look like it hits.
Wow, the attack is 7. So he's swiping at you, trying to stop you from whatever atrocity that you're doing to it and its newly constituted friends, but clearly is unable to do so. This ghoul here moves forward. It becomes unthrown and only move, and it starts shambling towards Artonis in this way. I can't move all that. There we go. And it looks like it's going to try and take a swipe at anyone that comes near the book. This ghoul is going to move over and bite at Zarama.
Oh no.
It is going to take a nice chomp out of dragon flesh. And it is at a -2. And it does not have the paralyzing effect, however. No, unless a 9 will get you.
No, it does not hit.
No. So its buddy was able to claw at your chest, and this one is starting to gnaw at you, just pushing down, trying to get at your neck. You're in a bad state right now, my friend. Ayul, bad shit's going down.
I'm gonna.
Your
I'm gonna
Aarakocra friend is bouncing up and down.
Oh, I am.
Or correction, your Kenku is bouncing. I would get that looked at if I were you.
What is?
No, I have an idea for my turn, so don't worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot an arrow at this guy.
Okay. So he's prone on the ground, so you're going to get an advantage.
Alrighty. Hopefully I can help our.
Actually,
dragon
I
friend.
want to make a correction. Melee attacks at advantage. The range attacks at disadvantage. against
Oh,
prone.
you're right. You're right. Thank you very much for correcting.
So I get a disadvantage.
If you shoot the prone one, yes.
Yeah, you don't get a disadvantage. You just attack regularly. Yeah, you could definitely tie.
No,
your
it is disadvantage for the prone.
I posed it to you, GM.
Is it disadvantage for being prone?
If you're prone,
Thank you
melee
for the
attacks
info.
have advantage on you, and ranged attacks have disadvantage.
Oh, my mistake then.
I know that from Critical Role.
What would the chance of being able to hit this guy be? His arm.
That would be a normal attack.
Yeah, you could just regularly attack him.
All
Now,
right.
so you might want to make an indicator that guy's prone. You can use like.
Yeah, yeah,
that
he's the only one that's still prone. So let me pump him up here. Just make him sad face.
All right. I'm gonna attack the guy who isn't prone then. Hopefully not hit Artonis. Or his arm. Let's not
Yeah, you
hit either of the dragons.
Either of them.
Another good hit.
Oh, nice.
All right. So what was that? That's 24. All right. So plunk into it, and it has already taken a good chunk of frost damage from the breath weapon of the dragon, and arrow is embedded firmly in its chest. It staggers back a little bit, but is still able to move forward in what is about to be another attack on the dragon. You have not yet downed it.
Yay.
But you do have a move action left and a bonus action.
Ball
gonna-
beers.
So we're gonna have to stay there or do something.
Actually, if I do have a move action and a bonus action, can I move up into ball bearings? Because I do have 10 that I picked up from the.
You do have 10 ball bearings, but they would be. I don't think they would be a. That should. The use of the ball bearings would be a regular action.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Well, I will move up to try and closer to help out.
everyone be quiet?
I don't know. I'm scared.
I'm basically anticipating and leaving space for everybody else's turn.
Yeah.
So, is it my turn? Or?
Yeah, Aspen, it's up to you.
Yes.
Oh,
Aspen, it's your turn.
I was distracted for a second. I didn't know.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Well, there's this guy pestering me right now. So,
Yeah, pestering. And he has not been injured in any way, shape, or form, but you do have Bane on him. Oh! Holy mother!
That is 16 times 2. Did I just ruin your plans again, the clips?
Yeah, let me double check. Let me double check real quick. Wow.
Because that's nat 20. You can either just double the damage or have me roll damage again and then add those two.
Yeah, I think this thing has you rolling the extra damage, but what you would be able to do is 10 times 2, so we'll do that. And basically, how did you dispatch of this thing as it was coming towards you?
10 times 2?
It's actually 8 times 2 plus 2. I mean, 8 times 2 plus 2 is how you do it, because you double the dice. And the dice were a 5 and a 3, so that's 8. That's 16. 18.
Okay.
What? I got 10 plus 6 for damage, so that's 16.
The plus 6 was a 6. It was from the crit. That's another way to do crits. But if you hover over the 10, that shows you your actual base roll.
Okay.
What about the Google
I'm back
stat?
and I have a
Sorry,
question.
I'm a math
So
nerd.
how
I'm
much
sorry.
how much damage did I do then?
Base, it's 10. The dice were 8, so you times the 8 from the dice to 16. Then you add the 2 from your bonuses, which is 18.
Where are you getting
so you add
2?
the damage dice together and then multiply that.
I have a question.
I'm really confused. It's always just been
I'm really
all damage resolved, not.
Okay.
So wait.
So I can explain. So you have like a stat which increases your damage. You have like either Dex or Strength that increases your damage. Yes.
Yes. So that's 1d8. So which is a
So-
5 plus 3 plus 2. So
Okay,
you're talking about.
it's 1d8. Okay, so never mind. So actually, it's the 1d8, and then your Dex modifier, and then you have the proficiency modifier.
Yeah, technically he's rolling he rolls 2d8 to do damage, which this is showing that he did. So that's the 10 plus 6, so technically it should be just the 16 damage. That
Yeah,
he's
it would be the 16
'cause
damage.
every
Which is
game
still
I've
very
No, it would be 15.
every
It'd
game
actually
I've
be 15.
every game I've been in, it's just because this is just one attack. You just double the damage of that attack. So it'd be 16 times 2. Is that not correct, or?
What that's doing is
Well, right now, I'll just move it forward because this sucker is going to go down one another. So we'll get this forward, and we've got about 30 minutes left.
Okay.
Tweets, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So we've got about 30 minutes left. Now this guy goes down. That rapier hit that flick of the wrist. That survival instinct has kicked in. And Aspen, go ahead and say what happened to this thing when it came upon you. What happened to make you survive so well?
Well, Aspen is pretty terrified, and upon the ghoul running up and beginning to swipe at it, Aspen's previous round blocked his attack, and then this round just yelling and getting very angry, and that survival kicked in. He swings and it chops its head off.
Just, the head goes toppling off. I like that. I like it. I love it. Okay, and that one gone. take a bonus action or movement?
Yes, I'm gonna move up here, and so I'm gonna spend a bardic inspiration for
Okay.
blade flourish, defensive flourish. I can expend one use of my bardic inspiration and deal extra damage equal to the number you rolled on the die, which doesn't matter. You also add the number to your AC until the next turn.
Ooh.
So that's a bardic inspiration is a D6. I'm gonna expend that,
like-
so I only have one, and then I'm gonna roll a D6, and I'll add that to my AC.
Oh.
So that means I'm at a 19 AC.
Nice.
Good luck hitting me.
Oh, I don't need luck. All right, I love it. Beautiful. Yeet.
So, I'm using my since you said it before that I use my my cunning action
Yeah.
with thief ability. I'm using use item and
Yeah.
attach a rope to an arrow,
Okay.
and then I shoot this arrow towards the book.
Towards the book.
Yes,
How
Okay.
long?
like an enter. How's it called? A grappling hook.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do I have to roll something for that trick?
I've actually never had anyone try to do this before, but it's cool enough. All it is I'm gonna put the so do an attack roll. I'm gonna put the AC for this because it's a book. I mean, it's a small target. I'm gonna put the AC at 15.
Okay. Let's see if I can do that.
Let's see if you can do it.
I want this book. I want this book for Atonus. Let me see. Where's my? Yeah. So let me grab my short bow and.
All right. You tie off at the end of your arrow. You tie, and like a grappling hook, you fire it straight into the book. Artonis, you just kind of look back as this arrow whizzes by you and pierces the book right on one of its edges, on its open edge, and it digs in. It finds some purchase.
And I pull it towards us.
Pull it to where?
Towards. It will cross you. You can decide what you want to do with that, I guess. Then.
So,
But I
Well-
try to get it and withstand the hand.
I would like to have it.
Yeah, but the intelligence check, you're probably very scared of it. I mean, I want to give it to you anyway. So, but maybe I can try to resist. I mean, I still have a move action, so I can move towards the book.
Just a second. I need to be right back for 2 minutes.
okay.
So what happens when we go closer to the book? Does the hand still come
Well,
out?
you will have kind of grabbed the book off, pierced the book off of the pedestal itself.
Yeah.
When it goes to the ground, I'm gonna say that it's going to still be on its side. You don't see a hand right now, unless you. I mean, do you want to go and read it?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have. So here's what happens.
Together with the-
Yeek has fired an arrow at the book. He has yanked the book towards him. He pulls it towards him with his little wing hands, picks up the book, yanks the arrow out, looks at the book. Yeek, I need you to make an intelligence save.
You know that I have 5 intelligence. Give me. Oh. That's
Okay. Yeek, you throw the book. You throw the book. I want you to roll. I'm gonna figure out what direction it goes.
What do I roll?
Oh, I've got it. north, south, east, west. It gets, you throw it across the room, and you chuck it over there as this ghostly ephemeral hand reaches out and tries to swipe at you and grab at you.
Do I have an advantage if I try it again because now I'm prepared?
Nope. Nope.
I'm
Artonis.
just kidding.
Yeah.
So, your little Kenku damaged the book.
Man. Well, I guess I'm going to pick up and try again, because why not?
We're trying to read a book.
Keep trying to read this section. All right.
I mean, can I do an Arcana check and figure out how to get that spell away?
It would take some time to do. So the answer is yes, but you would do your Arcana check now, and then basically attempt to read it next time. So if you wish to take the time to do it, you most certainly can.
I'll just try the intelligence save again.
Just gonna try and read it again, okay?
Yeah. Alright. This should... I hope this works.
This will be a round of...
Are you got to
Artonis,
be kidding me?
this book just appears cursed. It does not want you to read it. You are not going to get another chance to do so for 1 minute. So basically, you are in utter fear of this book. This book,
Wonderful.
it is showing you things. This hand, you are terrified. Like, if you could sweat out of your scales, you would be right now.
Alright. Well.
But you still have some movement if you wish. You can still hold it, but you are not gonna read this. You don't think anyone should read this book, right?
How about I sit on it?
Just sit. He just sits on it like an egg. All right, he sits on the damn book.
But I want to try it again.
Zerum. There's weird shit going on around you.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of weird stuff
And you
going
got
on.
ghouls swiping at you. Both of them are looking very bad.
I'm gonna attack the one that's prone because of advantage on that attack. So advantage, I'm gonna attack the one that's prone, and does a 13 hit?
13 is going to hit, as a matter of fact. It will. If you had rolled the 11, it would not. So
That's the nice thing about advantage, but even then, that was not a great roll.
all it takes is a little bit. And you basically, you're biting. So you just chomp into its shoulder and yank its shoulder partway off, and it stops moving, deceased on the ground. Again deceased. Do you wish to do anything else?
No, I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna hold my ground.
You're going to hold your ground while this particular ghoul is going to take wing at you. It really wants you. And not in a good way. With its claws, again at a -2. No!
That's not gonna hit.
It is scraping at your silver scales, trying to get at your neck, trying to attack you and push you away. Meanwhile, this ghoul, it looks confused. Hey, look, I see easy tabaxi flesh to bite or to claw at.
It isn't interested in the book anymore, obviously. They don't have a lot of intelligence, I guess.
And unfortunately, at the -2, when you are now AC 19, it is trying to get at you, and you're easily dodging out of the way through all of this. Ayul.
Hello.
I want you to tell me, are you going to do
Am I gonna do a what?
Are you going to do an attack?
Oh, you're trying to read the book.
I'm gonna do an attack.
Okay, just because we're almost done and I want to wrap this. Pick one of these ghouls and tell me how you kill it.
I'll pick the one that is struggling to attack Artabaxi.
Struggling with our tabaxi friend. How does that ghoul become dispatched?
I throw a hand axe into the back of its head.
So as it is distracted, you throw a hand axe right into the back of its head, and as it falls down, Aspen is looking at you with the realization
I nod.
if this ghoul had moved even 2 inches in either direction, the axe would now be in his forehead.
I don't know if you're talking, Eclipse. It looks like it says you're talking, but we can't hear anything. Hello?
All right, and I am back.
All right, I can hear you.
Apparently, we can't talk for more than, 1 hour, and then the server doesn't like it.
Wonderful.
So basically what happened is Ayul threw him over at the ghoul, and poor Aspen realizes that if the ghoul had moved 1 or 2 inches to the left or to the right, then Ayul's hand axe would be embedded in his forehead instead of the back of the ghoul's head.
It's okay. I'm a
Well
good bird. I know what I'm doing.
Done. Now, Aspen, I want you to tell me, you do not have to be the one to have done the dispatching, but how does the remaining ghoul become dispatched or dealt with?
Zerum grabs it with his jaws, whips it around a couple times, but his jaw loosens, and as it flies farther from his reach into the oil, it begins to get up and claw its way back. Ayul, with some quick thinking, grabs one of the arrows, aligns it up to one of the scones on the wall, says some catchphrase from an 80s action film, and then releases it into the oil, burning it.
Nice. Well done.
The baby.
I whip my ghoul back and forth. I whip my ghoul back and forth.
Oh my god.
Ghoul, let the ghouls out.
Jesus. Thank God I wasn't the one that came up with that.
That's right. That would be you guys who let the ghouls out, and the grease itself dissipates and goes away, and you can see Artonis is kind of it looks like he's making sure the book is safe.
Why are you sitting on the book, friend? It's not egg.
Well, it could be stone, I guess.
It won't hatch more books.
It won't hatch more books. Artonis, after about a minute of this, you're kind of free of the compulsion of this particular book, but it's kind of not. It's not a very. It does have some sort of magical enchantment on it.
Well, can I do an Arcana check then? Just for the fun of it.
Yeah. So while you are doing this, and you can go ahead and roll that check, and I see it right now. So this does again take some time, but while all of you are catching your breath and you are looking around, surveying this workshop of sort, this almost religious, but obviously not, workshop of potions and bottles and materials and books, you can still see on the wall, on this far wall, this man painfully breathing, and as he does, the walls are kind of flexing in and out with each of his pained breaths.
Tell us, how can we help?
He blinks up as he's looking towards Yeek. His right hand is stuck in the wall at the wrist, but you can see him moving and wiggling the fingers a little bit towards where Artonis and the book is, and the stress is so much that the vein in his right wrist pops and his wrist starts leaking blood. But, Artonis, you feel a magical energy dissipate from the book itself.
Ugh.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna heal Zerum.
And your poor dragon friend is almost have ghoul rot.
I want to do. How many hit points are you at right now, Artonis? Or not Artonis, Zerum. Sorry.
Artonis
Wait,
didn't
hit
almost die
points?
this time.
I'm at 12.
Out of.
Adonis.
30.
Adonis.
I'm
30.
missing 18.
I'm gonna do Cure Wounds with a level 1 or at level. At first level, so that's 2, or second level, so that's gonna be 2d8 plus 2, and that'll be all my second level spells. So let me 8 plus 2. You get 12 back.
Ooh, that's much better.
Is there anyone else that's hurt?
No,
Nope.
I'm completely fine.
I'm hurt a little bit. Not a lot, though.
Okay, I'm gonna cast it again at first level because I can't do any more. That's 2. Hold on a second.
Artonis is now the saves the day again, probably.
Probably.
How?
Hold on, I
Last time
Probably.
he uncursed, he polymorphed a dwarf. This time, what will he do this time?
That depends. Can I read the damn book
Yeah.
now?
It's
So-
uncursed now.
Yes,
Okay,
and while you're looking at this book with the knowledge, of Timoth right here, you briefly look through. It's his notes. It's probably his latest notes. You can tell by the dates and the writing and the fact that the book is incomplete. It looks like he was researching something about dimensions, something about opening new planes, trying to gain not necessarily power, but insight. And then a month ago, it changes. All of the information inside changes. And he starts talking about Nodisa, the symbol, the spiral, and the event that occurred, and how now he knows why he dreams of this spiral. And of course, the Queen of Samora would talk to him. And this is a week ago. Of course, she would talk to him. Others want to talk to him now. Even this blue dragonborn who calls himself Praxis wishes to speak with him. Now everyone will want the knowledge that he has, and he cannot wait to show it to everyone. But that is where it ends. A week ago, with the mentioning that Praxis has reached out to him, as well as Queen Atane of Samora. And as this happens, as you are reading this, Timoth, he gestures with his left hand, his right hand now limp, and he's whimpering, "I can't hold on much longer." At this time, you also see the kobold has poked his little draconic snout in to observe what is going on.
Oh, Kobold Mage! Help man in wall!
I don't think there's any way to help him. He's far gone.
There
Whatever
must be. Please.
No, Praxis gave him something that caused whatever experiments he was doing to go haywire.
Does this help? Does this help? And I give the kobold the quicksilver.
I don't know anything about alchemy.
And everyone can hear Timoth. He's whispering something. He's painfully trying to whisper something out.
Okay.
Perception check.
I'm gonna cast message, so he can respond telepathically. Maybe that might be clearer.
While you can hear him, anyone who's nearby can hear him whisper this. So he's trying to repeat this information over and over again. And what you can hear him say, anyone that's close enough in a pained whisper can hear him say, "He deceived me. You must close the web."
That is what we are trying to do now.
The first spirit and the fourth body on the web is the solution.
Where's the web? Where's the web?
He gestures at his chest in the hole that was created by the ghouls.
Can I pour
Oh,
the,
God.
can I pour the mercury?
Wait. What did he say?
Yeah,
First
Flakes, you gotta
spirit
let us-
and
So-
First
I will-
spirit and the fourth body.
First spirit and fourth body.
So, I want to inspect the first spirit?
Remember, we
Atonus
have
knows
no
what
idea
the
what the
first
first
spirit is.
no,
Oh,
we
okay.
actually do. The first spirit was Quicksilver
Ah.
because
But I
we
don't
the
know.
first
we looked at
spirit
the
is
goblet.
Quicksilver, yeah.
Yeah, we got
I
it at the
agree.
goblets.
And Atonus, you saw when I showed the Quicksilver to the kobold.
And well, first of all, yeah, the first spirit that it talks about is Quicksilver, but the fourth body is also Quicksilver.
I only have one fourth of a flask.
But there's more upstairs.
Could search the room.
Can I?
Can we
But-
search?
This room?
Are you allowing me to pour it into the man?
He shakes his head. So as you're talking and discuss, he shakes his head. The
I believe
web
is-
is in the house. The house is now me.
It's
And he's
through him.
pointing at his chest.
We have to
with
go
his left
through him. There's a
hand.
Climb-
portal
climb
straight
his
through his chest. Don't pour it. We walk through it.
Okay, so what does everyone else do? Yeek, you hold on. Zerum, you hold on. Ayul, Artonis, and
Should
Aspen.
we-
I'm curious as to what's going on in your brains. Let's go with
Well,
Ayul first.
should we pause it for tweets?
Yeah, and this is where I would want to pause it right now. It
Yeah,
is
this
almost
is
time.
where I was thinking that we would be ending here anyway. So yes.
Yep. So this is a good place to pause, as it sounds like you realize. And yes, he did say the first spirit, the fourth body, and you did recognize both as Quicksilver. You did recognize both, which is why Zerum. Remember the last session? The first thing you did was, oh no, shit! He's missing his Quicksilver. I want to find Quicksilver somewhere in the town. I'm like, don't you even dare, you little bastard! Like, it was awesome. It was a great idea, and I'm like, no, don't you dare. No.
Should,
I knew it was the key thing.
Bad
I
dragon.
picked up on that.
should I end the
I
stream here?
knew you were totally against the idea that I steal the Quicksilver.
Okay, now to be fair, I wasn't expecting you to have the Quicksilver with you right now, so we'll see how this works out. But what did you say? What did you say, Torch?
Should I end the stream here?
Yeah, we can end the stream right here.
All right. So this is episode 11, I think. 11
Indeed.
or 10. All right.
And it